Anyway, we'll get started. Previously on Is It Saturday Yet? All y'all got in a fight with a bunch of gnomes. I would suggest watching the previous episode to see what went down with that so that I can remain objective.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Do
Buy that
subscribe.
Wait, we have merch?
Having
I
trouble
don't know, but I think we have a Patreon.
So, anyway,
and bring it to you.
y'all got into a fight. Y'all started getting teleported out by Giron in his infinite intelligence.
Unwillingly.
But
Not
he
smart enough to miss the second teleport.
saved you
Third teleport.
away from a bunch of really pissed off gnomes because you don't come into their town and start wreaking havoc on the locals.
I wasn't.
They were clearly in his seat.
Thank you.
Not your seat.
Long story short, the gentlemen of the crew ended up at a really nice hot springs, a natural occurrence in the Outlands, which is kind of a hub in the grand universal scheme. I wish I had that image that I could bring up. That would be cool. Anyway. Oh, we have a map of that though.
Yeah, there's a map.
Yeah.
Tom,
Wow.
Where's
No.
the map?
Not being prepared.
Oh, wait, this is my map.
where'd you put the maps, Tom?
Yeah, where are the maps?
Where's
They're
my map?
up here.
I can't reach.
This is a fancy cracker.
But I haven't shown anybody the map yet.
Okay, this one doesn't matter. I'm just kidding.
But I also have
This one
as
matters.
full an understanding of the plains as someone who's about 140 years old can.
You can have both of those.
What happened to my map? Oh, there's my map.
Okay. So, y'all are here.
Is it the same map?
Yeah.
Okay.
The same.
In the
We're at the
outlands.
How'd you get back?
You should
Okay.
probably work on-
What?
And then
I made the map.
I won't meta.
No.
So, anyway, y'all gentlemen are there.
We're not here.
The ladies
We're there.
are elsewhere, as
I'm
they
in,
say.
like, Scrying, right? So I'm just chilling, I guess.
Oh, y'all ladies and Giron are elsewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's pretty comfy here.
Well, we're not exactly sure what gender you're on.
Well,
It's fairly masculine, but he is an immortal robot,
So, like, it's not obvious, right? So you could easily be a girl.
pretty square jawline. I'm gonna say
Well,
that much.
for that, roll an intelligence check. So y'all are sitting in a really nice, bubbly hot tub. All y'all gentlemen.
Oh no.
Great. Just some strictly platonic naked bro time. Oh, except he's in full armor.
Yeah, have I been wearing pants at all? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
You got
Yeah.
13.
you've got a one.
13?
Hey, you have.
You
You
can
have
tell the
hide
difference
armor.
between a boy and a girl robot, if there is such a thing, and you feel like Euron's pretty masculine,
Okay.
like with confidence.
You know.
That's above average. So, like an average person would know that Euron was male.
I guess Giron is maybe guy. Probably.
Maybe.
Char literally had never thought of that.
And
Maybe because Garon's gender is kind of irrelevant to anything for you. Yeah. Not a furbolg, doesn't
What
matter.
if we need you to infiltrate, like, the ladies' locker? Am I saying that right? Locker room.
Yeah.
Weird.
Aren't you supposed to be a priest
I've got
or
a
something?
spell for that.
Isn't that what we're for? Oh. Yeah.
alright, meanwhile,
Yeah.
Euron and the ladies.
Oh.
We'll start with Giron. Please make an intelligence check, please.
Just straight up or add proficiency?
I'll leave
Because-
that up to you.
Because I have Arcana, History, Investigation, and Nature proficient and saving throws.
Okay,
for
so
intelligence.
Arcana as proficiency, I'll accept that.
25.
25. Okay, you absolutely know that you are in Torch
Torch, which is
of the Outlands.
okay, like a city or an area.
City area of. It's on the foothills of a mountain range that you do not, with that 25, you do not know the name of the mountain range.
Okay, is it one of the cities that leads to one of the outer plains?
It does indeed.
And which outer plane is that?
One more intelligence check at proficiency.
That is a 20.
20. You vaguely, barely know that this has a portal, which is still not known to you because you've always just been able to plane shift with whomever you wish, or you'd have access to a scroll of, or you haven't really traveled the full area of, or length and breadth of the vastness of the plains.
Like, mostly I walked through Mechanus to the door to the Outlands, and then walked clear to the center of the Outlands to get to the city doors. So,
Yeah, so you barely know that this one goes to Gehenna, and by sheer bad luck, you ended up right here, right meow, and you have the ability to take in the knowing of this place, and could, in theory, because of that incredible double intelligence roll, you could go pick up the boys and bring them right here, right meow, and y'all could long rest together and make plans.
I feel like I'm already at long rest.
well,
You're short resting currently, talking shit about the gender or non-gender of Giron in full plate in a hot tub.
well, Rosalind, Brawny, welcome to Torch. Not where I wanted to bring us.
And right now you're in
But-
a smelly, stinky back alley. Luckily, not an actual mountain, which is within eye view of like a CD bar somewhere. Abreast to like rocky foothills, and you see in a very short distance the mountain range.
We are close to Gehenna, but we are in fact very, very far from Forgeman, Tar, and Job. I just kind of look down at the amulet. It seems as if I have made an error in transit, but this is good, because here we will find the door that we are looking for to find Arlot and our companion, Ariane.
Oh shit, I don't have sending. I only have scrying.
Yeah, I've got message, but that is very
I'm
short
gonna use my
range.
hooly daddle to have a look at where they went, because it's probably been some time.
You want to look at Giron?
Do you have that spell card or item
card.
card?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, you gave him a scrying word, that's right.
First of all-
Found it.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened to be front and center and spoken of many times in
Yeah.
the plot, so.
When touching it, you can cast the scrying spell. I also have that.
Does it use a spell slot? That's all I really care
I
about.
don't think so, because it's a magical item.
Okay, and you have a limit on times used daily, and you're unable to communicate, true or false. And then, as a druid, do you have access?
You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane.
So you're on the same plane, but you can't communicate.
That's funny.
You may make a, or your target must
Nice.
make a wisdom saving throw.
52 now.
You say I can't communicate? I can just see.
and here.
Hook and boom.
Your target specifically.
Watch your mouth. There's food up there.
If it knows that you're casting the spell, it can choose to fail the saving throw voluntarily. If it wants to be observed on a failed save, you create a sensor within 10 feet of the target, yada yada yada. So I attempt to cast Scrying on Giron. With
You
the crystal ball.
feel that you're being scried upon. Do you choose to save, or do you have a means of resistance?
Oh, is there a save?
Yeah, there's a
Save.
wisdom saving throw if you want.
And like,
Well, I would know that you got the orb because I was
Yeah,
there.
you were there.
So, yeah, I'll just let that happen.
Okay.
so you see him in kind of like a
Some
back
areas
alley
kinda-
that kind of like. He's lucky he landed between a building and a hard place.
Oh, you guys are
because-
in the
So,
town.
so I felt this happen though.
That's why you allowed it.
Tar. We are
Oh.
in the Outlands. However, we have ended up in Torch and not the hot springs, as you can probably see.
He's talking out loud, and you guys
Yeah,
have no
I'm
idea
just like
why.
talking to the wall. It
So you're a
may
sensor,
take
like,
a
kinda
moment
orbiting
to
around
find
him, taking
you.
in his surroundings.
But Torch is the home of the gateway to Gehenna from the Outlands.
Scrying's good for 10 minutes.
There isn't much else to say. I feel as if we should use this amulet given to me by Ariane to jump away from this plane and hopefully back without maiming ourselves.
Well, it seems that they're safe. This is to the gentleman. He said that they're in a town named Torch. I don't know where that is or how to get there from here. He wants to use the pendant to leave here, so maybe he's gonna come grab us?
And I totally forgot to give everyone one of the pieces of the mini-handed pouch, which would have made this so much easier.
We could all just put our hands in.
And just toss around the scrying orb to talk to each other or whatever.
Or teleport because we could all put our hand in it. Does that work? Yeah. Oh, look at the brain on this guy.
Wow.
That's some meta.
Yeah, so OOC, you need to come get us. Because I don't know where you are or what the hell you're talking about.
Well, I hope he does find this place so I can give him a good boot in the ass for killing those little gnomes.
You're a dwarf, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't like
I'm gonna kick his
I mean,
ass
do you like
because
gnomes?
he didn't-
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I
Told me how to kill those
I don't know.
gnomes.
They can be stingy, but they're alright.
Those gnomes are as good as dead.
They're typically better
Tar
than humans
has
or orcs,
just scried me.
as far as I've known.
I intend on leaving this plane with the two of you. Unless you would like to stay, we can be back here shortly.
I did never agreed to shave Arian, but I'll go with you because I trust you.
That is wise, and will certainly help me in my contract to all of you. But before we do this, I should hand each of you a bag. You might find that each of these bags is linked to the same part of a pocket dimension in the astral plane, much like what you have come to know as your haversack or bag of holding. It will allow all of us to access the same pocket dimension.
I'm gonna just clip it to my
It's going to be really helpful and really to our detriment. Just don't get captured, guys.
Now, I intend on the three of us going to Mechanus, as I certainly would not like to return to the material plane at this moment. Well, and Stoff in the background, it's, you know.
You're not there yet.
Yeah, well, I can only move between planes. So I have to leave before I can come back.
We don't know how far the city is. You know how far that is from the hot springs?
I'm pretty sure it's really fucking far.
Yeah, I mean that plane is large, huge.
Okay.
Like normal land is in the very middle, and then everything else is outside that.
And the entire thing is donut shaped and loops back in on itself. Super weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not fun to get around.
You can freaking teleport
I guess so, yeah. It doesn't
randomly.
Yeah.
Just don't land in the sun, bud.
Are you ready to leave?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and use the Amulet of the Plains to go to to Mechanist to some sort of marketplace that I would be familiar with. The descriptions I've read of the Mechanist have told about very few specific cities, so I'm just going to say the city that not this city that I'm familiar with, but the one on the neighboring gear and
Okay.
the marketplace of that city.
Okay. Meta for y'all who don't know and people who might be watching. Mechanist is like a clock within a clock within a clock within a clock on 1,000-mile gears in some cases. Many cities built on layers of gears.
That all have different gravity too.
Yeah, there's
Weird.
there's meta within meta of that, but Giron would have like a home gear, which may vary from like a couple of miles to 1,000 miles, all spinning at a pace sometimes noticeable, sometimes not noticeable, in a great mechanical world. There's different levels of mechanical beings, varying in geometric shape, all within a hierarchy to the Primus. Should the Primus die, the next highest, the next highest machine would become the Primus.
We witnessed you say that you were going to.
And I
or
think maybe
witnessed that you were
Giron
going to
would
Mechanist,
know that.
and
Y'all might not
that
know
you
that.
disappeared, and then I lost my
Yeah.
sky. So relay that to you, gentlemen.
So yeah, DC 15 inch.
Canis, not go get the guys.
Watched him not teleport.
That is a 14. No, I teleported.
Damn it.
So now I roll a D100 because I missed it by 1.
So much for level 10.
70 on a 61 to 100. You travel to a randomly determined plane of existence.
Nice.
The ninth
Should
layer
have
of hell.
trusted him.
Well, there goes half the party.
I should have trusted you. Bye, guys.
Oh, that's.
I mean, I'm our best
so
bet
far
for
off to a
using
bad
this
start.
thing.
That's force bias.
And also killing us. So.
Okay. All right. So, believe it or not, I need you to make an intelligence check, please.
With or without proficiency. I have everything but religion. For
With
intelligence.
proficiency, but because you asked, at disadvantage.
Keck. So that's 21.
With disadvantage.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
12
fantastic.
plus
That's
9.
great. That's great.
Amazing.
Okay, so believe it or not, you know exactly where you're at.
Believe it.
Okay? And another believe it or not is you're in Mechanus. You're just at the market that you're most familiar with, not the one on the neighboring gear. So you're at like the market of where you
Is that
We're
a place
like-
you want to be?
home stations.
You're like, hang on. No, that's not actually.
Like
good at all.
this is where you were made.
Yeah, so upon noticing this, I immediately cast Alter Self on myself to make me look like, fuck.
This guy.
What are the weird little automatons and mechanists that take care of everything?
Zog Club?
The quad,
The quadrubites or whatever.
Yeah, I into like a higher ranking level of one of the
Okay.
weird little
Yeah.
tidbit things.
I can't okay, so I
Tidbit's a
actually
good
did a
name
lot
for
of
it.
this, a lot of my research like within the last couple of days, and I can't remember the name. Either,
Yeah.
So.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Do you want a handbook? I got a handbook.
It might be like lore. It might be stuff that's in like fandom and whatnot. Like this is.
Do you want to turn one of these off?
like the meta on this is if I just got seen, then like there could be someone who tries to crack my skull open and take a rock out of it. So
You need that rock.
yeah.
Yeah, that might be a soul gem of some sort.
You
Yeah.
want me to put that?
Let's try it.
That's fine.
Everybody good with that? I can read in this.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, alright. A little bit more mood.
You know, just for those of you who aren't in the know about my backstory, like, there's a phylactery stuffed in my skull.
Wait. What?
Yeah, of my creator.
A phylactery.
Yeah.
Horcrux.
As,
Does
yeah.
that work for you, Harry
Or
Potter?
doesn't know what that is, but I know what that is.
As in, if the righteous motherfucker finds that thing, he can bring back a demigod that wants to destroy one of the lower planes, and which, while very well intentioned, could actually cause an imbalance in the universe that would leave millennia of destruction.
Could you imagine if I just killed you that first day when you showed up?
Yeah.
What if they just
Like, oh, shiny rock. This is some cool adamantine. This
Put
is
it
some
into
cool
the
mithril. Yeah, so that's why I did not want to be on my hometown.
Do like a gold. Because they're in mechanisms.
Yeah, so
He's digging.
I'm going to turn to Rosalind and be like, this is not where I wanted to be. Very much no. We need to leave now. Are you ready to leave now?
Lead the way.
He's holding.
He just grabs you both by the hand and roll.
Nat 1.
Ah.
So that was not 15.
There's something beeping.
Yep. Spirit back.
So this was to try and get back to the spa, but you travel to a random location on the plane you named, the Outlands.
I'm trying.
Random, not one random, huh?
Yeah,
Wait, what was your
That's
deal
just
with
more
it?
dice.
17.
Oh, I thought it was 61 to something you travel.
1 to 60 is random location on the intended plane.
Oh.
60 to 100 or 61 to 100 is random location in the multiverse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now you're on the sun.
No, I could have been on the sun when he did the thing just a moment ago. Now this is back to the Outlands, but potentially a worse spot than the exact city that we wanted to go to.
This is why it's bad when we split up.
It
At least-
worked
at
so
least if you
well
died, then
a
we could
couple
TPK.
times.
Half
It
of
worked.
the TPK
It was
because
working until it stopped.
Pretty glad we traded all the horses for this shiny bauble, though. Like,
You just ride out. And, yeah.
those horses were my friends. We have to go back to Orkenhofen. Or no, the gnome has them.
Dirty gnome. Let's go
Yeah,
kill
the
it.
gnomish trader.
They're good.
Dude, I'll help you kill that gnome. I have a grudge against gnomes
We're
now.
not gonna be able to do
I'm gonna
anything
put
bad.
that gnome in my grudge book.
That gnome that we've been trading with, he gave me the bag of holding. He's a decent gnome.
Oh. what the-
Actually, no, he gave Arian the bag of holding and the amulet. How did you get rid of both of those?
I have no. Arian gave. Somebody gave me the.
So I gave
haversack.
Rosalind the bag of holding.
Oh, she has the bag of holding. I have the Where'd I
Mm.
get the haversack? I find that in the dungeon.
So we're all,
Yeah, well, Jimbo was DMing.
That's right.
So we're all getting, at least us three are getting a short rest at the hot springs,
Mhm.
just chilling, drinking beer and having a good time.
Yeah.
with these guys.
Yeah, I bust out the bead keg. I've got a pony keg.
Perfect.
Just carrying it around.
Mhm.
It's been going for a while. It's probably
And you know,
I probably
do some,
refilled it here and
do
there.
some prayer stuff, you know.
Shouldn't these guys be here by now?
All the divine casters are just in a pool.
I
Like,
cast Scry again on Homie with my
Wait, where are we now? Catch me up.
We're in a random location in the Outlands.
Oh,
I'm just gonna kind of
which
keep scrying
has
and watch
yet
them
to
teleport.
been described.
So,
Probably because of thought.
well, no, I'm gonna have you roll one more time.
Roll what?
Your teleport?
Roll Arcana.
That's 21.
Wow.
that's so better.
I am our designated smart guy. That's
There's
Not-
no designated.
So you do make it back to the hot springs, but I'm gonna roll some dice here real
Yeah,
quick.
one.
Like
But the amulet explodes.
I'm staying up because like in mere moments, Rossum's gonna have to get up and go again.
3 minutes.
Probably more like 2 minutes now.
For what?
Brownies.
Very proud safe.
Marshmallow brownies like that.
Whoa.
So
Jesus.
everybody who just teleported take 4 force damage.
Sweet, I'm so glad I
Okay.
didn't take any force damage. I'm just chilling here. It's nice.
Yeah.
Hot tub.
We're just drinking in a tub.
Right?
So
It's
what
great.
happens for you
This
guys
is
is
awesome.
so this particular hot spring is like a single spring, kind of like coming out of a rock with like a split in it, and it
Does
is
have, like,
piping. It is
rejuvenation?
piping
Oh.
hot, and then there's actually a well nearby with a hand pump that you continue to overfill the tub to adjust the temperature from like way too motherfudging hot to just right to soothe aches and pains.
Do they know that Tyra's been being in it the whole time?
Does the
Well, dude, I
sulfur
mean,
Everybody-
my armor itself is probably
So
pretty
everybody
you're getting a
roll
little rusty.
a nature check to see if you're detecting any
rust?
ammonia in with your sulfur.
17.
Is there rejuvenational properties to this?
It's just a hot spring, sulfuric,
Yes.
and
What is it? Perception
Some of
check?
that Metonite clay.
Like an extra hit die.
for you,
during
yeah.
Long rest.
I don't know, like 20 something.
21. That's pretty good.
I don't know what perception is.
It's wisdom.
So we get 2 hit die on that?
23.
Oh, yeah, I got
You
it.
can heal up to as many
All
hit
right.
dice
So
as
you detect
have,
a little bit of
and
ammonia
then
in
you
with
get
the
half
sulfur.
your hit die or something like that on the
Anybody
long rest.
anybody get over
I just
20?
add to it.
Got 6.
Nah.
Okay.
You just add
Yeah. You have probably 7 or 8 hit die at this point, so you can choose to use as many as you want.
Can I use all my hit die?
I'm just gonna cantrip the fuck out of mending on myself and call it good.
I'm gonna use my hit die.
But
Okay.
Back up.
So-
also, long rest is nice.
Give my
So
little
3. Okay.
Move
All right.
that
So
There you go.
you rolled your check. You took your damage. Here's what happened. Due to his poor roll, he's picturing this hot spring so vividly in his mind that you guys actually appear within the stone next to the hot spring. But because the way the spell works is you take force damage and then are shunted into the nearest unoccupied space, therefore filing into the seats that line this almost perfect stone tub. Like it's almost a perfect circle. It just, was an organic stone that was then chipped away at over and over and over time to become this bitchin' hot tub. So
That smells kind of.
y'all are sopping wet. Not ready to be in the hot tub.
Make a big splash.
Sploosh, yeah. Like there's like this almost earthquake. It's like you as a cleric would feel a little bit stronger earthquake than like thaumaturgy can create, and then all of a sudden your homies just like appear fully clothed, fully outfitted, in the hot tub with you.
Great.
I cut myself. I go, whoa, whoa. I'm naked.
Excuse me.
You have your full plate on.
And then I look down and I'm like, oh wait.
I just look confused and walk away.
It took you a little
So you
while.
have to get up,
I
crawl out of
was
the tub,
watching
and
you
walk
as you
away.
probably knew
Yeah.
for a moment,
I'm
but
gonna try out.
I lost you. And
Well, I'm not like.
It's
I'm not
only
involved.
been
We're set.
about
Walking
18
away.
seconds.
where did you go?
Home.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I did not wish to be home.
And I did not wish to be there
Why
with him
not?
while he was
Yeah.
home.
Neither of you really want to be there, as far as Tar's aware.
If I told you, it would put your life at risk.
I don't know,
I
man.
gathered that.
You remember that guy walking around the streets?
I'm
That's how
protected
Viron looked like.
By my faith.
One freaking out that I threw something at.
It could be your faith that puts you in danger.
That's deep. Very wise of you for someone so
I'm just a
intelligent.
humble
Nothing, you're nothing.
cleric priest, so
Oh yeah.
not nothing. Why you gotta be so mean to me?
Well, we've been able to rest for a short while.
Little
but,
dragonborn.
Who does not believe in your god?
That's because you're a hater.
If you intend to say Varian,
pagan
should
scum.
we go now, or should we rest for a while?
I'm not going.
Pretty sure
You're lucky
everybody
I
here
don't
wants.
should.
Should
you.
rest.
It's a rest.
But before
So-
all that, I kind of want to put a boot in this guy's ass.
There is a
My ass?
No, I'm gonna roll
Yeah.
from
there's a
there.
thin
why'd you
wood
drag me out?
nearby,
What?
but there's also like
Angry
a
dwarf.
ready-made in the open kind of campsite if you guys have tents and whatnot.
Did you bring a
So we're
dwarf?
taking a long rest now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is becoming available.
Right now he's about to use his boot.
So you can't take a surprise round against me or my my guy. So we both roll initiative if
All
this
right.
is what you want to do.
Yeah, I kind of want to just put a boot.
I'm
in his
alert.
ass. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm gonna try to surprise you. Hey, what the hell you do back there? I'm gonna teach
That's
you better.
20.
All right, I got a 5.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And I sense you becoming aggressive, and
Shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
I am going to cast. As my action, I cast Longstrider on myself. Or wait. Hold on.
Holding on.
As my action, I cast Haste on myself to increase my AC by 2, to double my speed, and then as a bonus action, I am going to cast Expeditious Retreat, and using my bonus, Expeditious Retreat allows me to use a bonus action to dash, as well as the bonus action where I cast the spell, I can dash. And so I'm just going to dash 40 feet away.
Okay.
Okay.
And meta, you would have had 180 feet.
Yeah. Or, what do... Wait, is the dash full or doubles? Or, oh, it would have been 60 feet. Because 30 times 2 is now my speed, and I use that to dash.
I mean, you
Yeah,
could just
and
do
on a
normal
single
movement.
turn, in theory, you could go
Yeah, Tom
180
making
feet.
anything normal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All the fun.
Is that your move?
Did you
Oh,
smack him?
actually, I still do have a move, so I go another 60 feet away, so I'm 120 feet away. So you get aggressive, and I'm gone.
Oh, I kicked the air anyways. Something needs a boot in its ass. So I kicked the air and then
Did I see this?
finished my beer.
Yeah, you saw him go out to kick me, and me just fucking leave. Like you can barely see me. It's like, what
Yeah. So there's
I just kind of.
so there's like a thin wood nearby, and then like adjacent to the thin
Red, what are you
wood,
doing?
but out of view of the hot
In cold
springs,
blood.
there's actually a
You're
ready-made
disciplined
fire
with
pit
robot?
with
I gave him
log
the order.
benches around it.
Surrounded by evil.
I'm neutral.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Jimbo. What'd you say?
Thank you. And I'm good chaotic, so
I'm like
So,
super good.
There's a thin wood
Alright.
nearby,
You're good.
and then there is a ready-made campsite deliberately adjacent to the thin wood, but out of view of the hot tub from the hot springs.
Did I see that now that I'm in the thin wood? And so I walk back, which is currently incredibly fast.
Yeah, you appear near a ready-made fire pit. It's about 4 foot diameter, and then about 5 feet from the outer edges of the fire pit, there are log benches made into a circle all the way around it. And then you see like multiple places where tents have been staked and places where people have just hung hammocks.
When you are done soaking your meat, there is a campsite here.
Oh. I guess I'll make some soup.
Other people at the
Gonna
campsite.
take a long rest? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make a
So in a blink of an eye, he's back next to the hot tub, saying, "When you're done soaking your meat, there's a campsite."
Isons, potatoes.
So
Well, wouldn't it
after
be like
y'all
soaking my metal?
there's meat in your metal.
You're so
See, whereas there's no meat in my metal.
I don't
Not
believe-
yet there isn't, if you know what I mean. Oh.
Does your cod piece have ears or something?
Who said
Like-
it'll be my meat? I was talking about tar.
Tom, Ipa, Ipa.
That would be an unfortunate enchantment on a piece of armor if it didn't have
Is
a
that short
quick
for
access
anti-blade?
point.
You know what?
Ebook?
Refill,
Okay.
I'm
refill.
saying if his full plate didn't have a removable cod piece,
That works.
that would be unfortunate.
Removable cod piece.
Well, it's more like a flap.
Well,
Yeah.
what it is the enchantment is that he doesn't get a rash from his own bodily, etc. and so forth.
That's an enchantment.
Yeah, like recycles it. Like a spacesuit or whatever.
Yeah, it's like Dune.
Allegedly.
No,
It's the Dune suit.
it runs out of his lower leg armors,
Well, I have like a catheter.
but he doesn't get an infection from soaking in his own disgusting excrements.
Tar is making a stew.
You see, that's part of this. What is it? Restoration that he casts every day.
Yeah.
He's also
Yeah.
getting rid of the rash.
Get rid of those rashes and poop stains or whatever.
Bed sores.
Yeah, that hot tub water must not look right. After
I get the
got
fuck out of the
out.
house.
Yeah.
The second he says that. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm glad we got out when we first got there.
Oh,
So
soaking it for
make a
hours
perception
before you
check
get
just for
there.
fun. You're Thor. Let's say your name for me.
Just call me Red.
Red.
Red Forgeman.
Okay.
Or otherwise, if you really want to call me by my parents' name, it's Thorgrim.
Thorgrim. Yes, Thorgrim. All right, Thorgrim. Tell me your perception check when you see whatever's coming out of his armor.
It's 8.
8.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, dude, it's blood. You know it's just
Oh, God.
like blood being washed out of his shiny ass armor
that's not
because
too bad.
y'all were chopping up gnomes.
Okay, that's pretty normal. I think I'll chill.
Yeah. Same thing happened from your armor, just a lot less, and you're thinking, oh, he's fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
He had so much gnome blood on him.
You didn't.
Brown pit.
Drenched in fucking blood.
Drenched in the blood.
Yeah.
And, you
All
know,
right.
and or their bottom.
Everybody's healed.
So
Yeah.
y'all are reunited, and it feels so good.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, I'm like pretty much still. I'm
The
just,
girls
like,
stomped off
getting
to go
dragged
dry
around
out.
at this point.
Giron, like in the mini blinks of all the things that he's able to accomplish with his expeditious retreats, has made a fire, pitched 2 8-man tents because you guys carry those around in one of the bags of holding or haversacks because y'all have like 2 8-man tents because that was something y'all had.
Yeah, I guess I could start a fire with prestidigitation.
So yeah.
Tar's already done.
With like blinks of eyes, like all of a sudden there's like this perfectly built fire to fill the fire pit completely, and then prestidigitation. There's a small fire. Next thing you know, the whole fire is going, and Tar gets out his rig for hanging a kettle in a pot, and starts boiling water for both his standard
Yeah, there's a
all
tea
of,
kettle
all of a sudden
and
there's a
5-gallon pot.
I want to bless the water.
Feel free.
You walk over and spit in
I use a 6th level spell. Something feast.
No, I don't.
You don't have it yet. As a cleric, you have access to it. Yeah, not yet. Like I said, not yet.
No, I just want to like give it a prayer. I'll be like, Lord, bless this food to our bodies. Amen.
Do you want to roll divine intervention or anything?
Tar starts
I
blowing
think
on
I got
his
way too
horn.
more.
Have you rolled divine intervention today?
Is it the same?
Basically
as-
mocking our cleric.
Yeah, did you roll
Did
it?
we
Yeah.
attack the king?
Yeah, did you roll it? Did you roll that in?
Yeah, because I tried to smite the king or whatever.
Figuring out the kids
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because he wishes he was a druid.
Alright, cool.
I guess I'm
Anybody
not
want to do
proficient
anything
in
before you take a
things.
long rest?
We got thieves' tools, tinker's tools, leatherworkers' tools, smith's
Somebody,
tools,
uh,
woodcarver's
Anything
tools.
anybody
but no
want to do
instruments.
before the long rest takes place? And then do you want to keep a watch since you don't have a ton yet?
Oh, so even while I'm resting, I'm entirely alert, so you don't have to watch.
Okay. Oh, and then
I'm a
there's
robot.
Fink.
Yeah.
Is it Fink? Did I say it right? Is
Yeah,
it-
and Fink's the same way.
Make holy water.
Let me see how to
So
make
the
holy
two of us
water.
can switch off.
Thanks, 5
I don't know how to make holy
Yeah.
water. That's in
Watch
the
for 4 hours.
Is that in the
and
Dungeon
is
Masters?
darkest.
Tom.
What I'm
I
telling
need.
you is you
I need
literally
book
don't
lore.
He
I can
has
look
he
at it.
has an
Book lore?
alligator
I'm pretty sure you.
Mechanical.
So
Familiar.
clerics can make holy water, right?
that also
I
is-
believe so.
It just
Gotcha.
requires like time and materials, so water and flasks.
Yeah.
So justify cost of gold for flasks and yeah, time and materials.
So it's literally any container and water, which we have right there. And then you use your holy symbol as your channel. So it costs literally nothing for you to create holy water because you're a cleric.
so long as you have vessels.
Cool. So fill up my tankard with holy water.
You got a holy symbol, right?
Okay.
And like, I'm a
And then-
leather worker, and I'm like an everything worker, so I can literally right here make vessels if you need more.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be great. If you want to do that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Because I
Here's-
only need to actually rest during half of this long rest.
And then I take some of my holy water, my tankard, and I go over to Tar. I'm like, the power of Jesus compels you to splash
on me or in the stew.
on you, because you're
I
like
start kind of brushing it off and
getting
the
like
stew.
an evil presence from him. You know, you're like,
it does nothing.
Do you have like feathers or fur?
Fur.
Okay.
I'm like a deer person.
Oh, okay.
Imagine that.
Pretty
it
much
does
that.
nothing.
Basically that.
Let's see. 1,
Yeah,
2, 3,
so
4.
let's
You're
just
wondering
say,
if it works.
Dwight, let's just say that I've crafted you a water skin during this small
Sweet,
time.
and I
in
fill
the-
that
Yeah.
up and make it into holy water.
I have
Okay, so you have
water
5
skins.
doses of holy water
You
from
can make those
a
holy.
water skin, and it took you 3 hours.
Tar's just drinking
No,
holy water.
I don't know, he just wasn't
His
around.
vodka's really good.
Okay, roll for initiative, Tom.
Why?
I'm gonna hold person on you.
What? Again?
He's pissed.
You can't get the jump
I
on
have
it.
21 initiative,
15.
and I see you
Yeah.
beginning to cast a spell. Why?
Because you-
No, I'm literally asking you that.
You have
Why?
5
I mean,
doses.
teach
Why?
you
Oh, you're not even
robot
attacking.
person a lesson on manners.
Unless you put them
You
into
don't go
like
shooting
glass
people.
vials, you're gonna have to be within melee range to splash them with it from the water skin.
And this is after our long rest.
Well, I thought figure were during.
It's good
the
against
long rest.
undead and stuff.
Yeah, I think
During
also
the
like
long
there's
rest.
some like spells that require holy
Just
water.
some shenanigans. Yeah, I won't kick.
Holy
I won't
water or
put
like a
food in your butt, but I need
Like,
douse for some holy water. Maybe that will be what it takes.
Yeah, like if it requires like incense and stuff, usually it's a long term spell anyway.
Yeah, all these spells.
I know one of these had some tents. Are you going to reconcile with
I
this
don't know what
dwarf?
he's doing. Yeah.
I'm thinking, which in-game is going super fast.
Shithead.
Look at the number of spells he knows.
Does he
Too bad
really
he
know
can
all
only
those?
cast
I
like-
know these, but this is my prep.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I know more than these because I also have more from the Cleric and the
Hey, that's not
Xanthos
you.
guide. But
Oh, by the way, cleric spell cards are coming.
oh, you getting that? Awesome.
Look at him go.
I did the no rush shipping, so I knew it would come USPS because there's another company that I'm not going to mention online that I don't want to deliver to my
Whatever.
house.
I'm just gonna cast invisibility on myself, and then real quick, walk off. Like me and Fink, we just bail like 30 feet.
Okay, so
I mean, you're invisible,
because
so wherever you
because
want,
he's
then.
like walking away and you're like pursuing towards him, I'm gonna give you one attack roll at disadvantage because he goes invisible before you can make your attack.
Okay, it's just gonna be a regular boot to the ass. So I'll go for 2d.
You gonna argue it?
So he doesn't even have the speed to catch up to me to do that.
I have Misty Step. Bam. Do it.
Is Misty Step an action?
It's a bonus
Cantrip.
action.
Bonus action.
Cantrip.
Bonus action?
Misty Step and
Do,
Strike.
do I get a stealth roll here?
He's making an attack at disadvantage. Like you went invisible before he even gets his attack, so he's doing it at disadvantage already. Like
Yeah,
that's
'Cause
his,
I
that's
rolled
the best I can
higher
do.
initiative.
Yeah.
You're afraid of
So I went invisible and left. And then Fink's there, and actually I get to use my bonus action real quick to hit him. So,
Well, let's see.
If you went
Or-
invisible, before you attacked him, you're breaking your invisibility.
do it.
no, I'm not hitting him. Fink is. I'm using my bonus action to.
Oh,
help
to have Fink make an attack roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved
Have
after
Fink
you,
make an
so-
attack roll.
Okay,
Oh, so you're just gonna stand there and then run away?
okay. So that didn't hit your AC.
Yeah, I didn't think so. The little thing
Okay.
showed his face though.
So Tom's gone.
So
Fink is-
attack at disadvantage.
So, like,
All right, so I'm gonna teleport
so I've
his
gone
general
5,
direction.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm here.
But you're invisible.
Yeah,
All right, that's fine.
but it is relevant that I'm there.
All right, so I'm just gonna teleport straight ahead towards the unknown, and then I'm gonna give a.
You can see the alligator.
Well, that's just an idea of where he might be. Oh, weird. It's like the perfect amount. So
Yeah, right?
Misty Step
It's
straight
amazing.
forward. And then I'm gonna go ahead.
And attack the darkness.
I'm just gonna attack the darkness with my boot.
God damn it.
Put a
Okay.
boot up the darkness ass. Oh god. I got a 4.
Oh, no.
Plus 5.
So that's a miss.
Damn. Yeah. I
Just
almost-
for fun. Just for fun. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh wow. You're too kind. 5.
Hmm.
I'm not very dexterous.
You fall on your butt and take no damage, but you fall on your butt from the kick.
Okay. I'm
You
just
hear a
gonna-
laughing in the invisibility.
I'm just gonna lay there for a while.
I end my invisibility and look down at you.
Oh, you
What
fell?
are you doing?
Giving you a little what for, you robot? Unfeeling apparently. I've never
I
heard
feel plenty. Just not your rage, apparently.
that. Well,
Sidesteps in.
maybe you can give me a better impression next time we come across some innocent bystanders.
I am sworn to protect Tar, and he felt threatened by them. I contracted myself with these gnomes in the form of them moving or me shooting. They did not move.
Alright. I'm not gonna argue with you, young robot.
You're
but,
gonna have to understand that his law is very direct, a little bit more potent than your typical orcish law.
Literally, my ideal is logic, and I am lawful neutral.
He's walking logos. So, good luck.
walking a thin line there. We'll see
Yeah.
how neutral that goes.
There are no gray areas.
You can help him up, Tom. Garon.
Um,
Yeah. just walk.
roll back and forth until I get my turtle shell off and get back on my feet.
All right.
Okay, rest
Yeah.
over.
Fantastic. So you see that in his haste and whatnot, he actually erected an entire camp, had a fire going so that when Tar finished his soak, he could start making your guys' evening meal, which consists of local flora, of some local fingerling, potatoes, bunch of delicious aromatics, and then he does a local sausage boil in the aromatic and potato boil water of like rabbits and small game birds stew.
Well, dang, you sure are quite the cook, huh? Where do you even catch all this stuff? You just
We pushed into the Braymore Pine for a day,
Yeah.
day and a half. Day and a half.
got a couple birdlings.
Well,
Well, and like dozens of squirrels.
a bunch of squirrels.
That and like during the
Deer.
first 3 levels or so, you found several years worth of food and stuffed it in a backpack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the
Like
sacks
a-
full of bison and
I had some
I
fun.
haven't seen
Yeah,
one of those.
bison
in
and boar
I don't
and
think
You probably killed the last one.
yeah.
all right. So
Good old-
dinner is served.
Barney's like, what am I doing with these people?
Fink and Gearlin are on watch.
She's got her own tent.
Meals be
4 hours at a time. So I'll have you make 2 rolls.
But either way, even if I'm resting, I'm still alert.
Yeah.
Even
So
if
two
he's resting,
rolls.
he's
2
alert,
rolls at
so-
advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
First roll at advantage. Perception, I'm assuming.
Perception.
That's 21. 19
Okay.
plus 2.
Question is, do I want to attack you in the night?
No. Wait.
Okay, and then second.
And then the second one for Fink now
Wow.
is 11 plus 6 is 17.
17. Fortunately, I rolled double 6s, and I was gonna be like, well, 1 to 6. You know, 1 I attack, 6 I don't. I rolled double 6s. So,
Okay. This is a pretty nice little corner of the Outlands.
yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, like literally anything could happen, and nothing has happened. Like the Outlands.
Are the Outlands dangerous?
The Outlands are like a donut of possibility. Like there is some wilderness. There are cities.
Are
There.
they considered dangerous?
It could be a ham sandwich. It could be a rape sandwich. Like you never know.
Is the difference?
Those seeds are kind of bitter.
So is the difference between going into like the dark forest of ancient Germany, used to be full of monsters, etc. and so forth, or just going into the forest where you could trip and or catch rabies or whatever else horribleness could
I know
happen.
the plague.
Well, there's pretty much no corners on this thing if it's a donut, right?
Correct. So the Taurus of the Outlands, which has a Taurus within it at the top of a spire.
There's the inner singularity.
But yeah, like there's the City of Doors, which is also an additional Taurus, which is at the top of a spire, which is at the center of the Taurus of the Outlands. It's rings within rings, fags.
So, it comes in on either side into the City of Doors, which is another loot Taurus.
I'm a fan of Nissan Harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rings within rings, fags.
Nissan is a car.
All right, so
Nissan Harmine.
you have a successful long
Undisputed
rest and
scientist.
are not poisoned, peanut butter jelly sandwiched, or rape sandwiched. You
Can I
are.
pray?
So I guess after 8 hours, no. I guess
I
after
want
8
to
hours, I leave.
use,
So you-
use divine intervention.
What would you like
For
from your
what?
divine intervention?
I want to pray for protection for my enemies and
Roll your
Justice.
D100. I know what you want. Roll your D100.
Don't you have to get like a 90 plus?
No, he has
10.
to get a 10 minus.
Yeah, 10 or lower.
Hmm.
So that, but reversed.
So like,
Roll a 1.
so double zeros and a 1.
Jesus. It was kind of close.
Sure.
19.
Indeed, that is 19. So you feel that your prayer was heard, and because I like that roll,
Thank you, Ben.
that's a nice roll.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
anytime.
give you one single buff that's gonna be good for 1 minute that you can activate at will. And it is similar to one of his divine auras. So from yourself, so should you not be next to him, you have one of his divine protections.
Which one you want? You got +3 to saving throws or can't be frightened?
Save it.
Yeah, it's hard to frighten someone who fears God most.
So it's a one time and it's just for today.
It's perpetually
So if you don't use it, you lose it.
So it's the
So it's divine protection, +3 to saving throws.
Good choice.
Just pop it. It's like while you're praying and crying over your shield, and self-flagellating, etc.
my God's answered me, guys.
In your hands, there's a
Sorry,
clear
the flagging stick.
like
Target.
cellular
It's
bead
holy.
with what you know inside to be like holy oil,
Do you guys see this? My God answered me with the bead.
and it's like the shape of one of his tears like
Red
captured in
rocket, Tar.
cellulose.
Red rocket.
Flagellants are not one.
I'm trusted.
Talking about me.
Yes.
You're over there crying and hurting yourself.
You talking shit, bro? You got something against my God, bro?
No, we just don't
My
trust
God
Need
you.
me to
blessed
smack
me.
you around a little bit with this hand of holiness?
I meant to say that you and people like you are strange.
Oh, people like me, you mean humans? Dirty metal thing,
Specifically,
you.
flagellants.
Flagellants, I don't. Words.
It's you.
It's not me.
The pious who
Clerics.
torture themselves for their gods.
You want to see what my God's gonna do to you, motherfucker?
Somebody else hits you.
Mind everybody, it's like he's flagellating in full plate. He's doing nothing to himself.
Yeah.
I'll punch this rude motherfucker right in the face. Show him
I
what
bet you
divine-
can.
You guys are both in the same tent.
I'm
now with
alert.
him, so
Like you can't.
yeah,
you
the
you guys
literally
basically
can't
just woke up
surprise
after our
me.
long rest.
Dude, alright, let's go.
He's picking a fight.
Do you
right
want to
now.
roll initiative right
I wanna,
now?
yeah, I wanna roll it.
God damn it.
The pious ones don't like
We're gonna
you.
put the fear of God in you, robot.
Why does everyone want to beat the autists?
Autists are annoying
You have
sometimes.
plus your initiative modifier.
Yes,
Yeah.
-2. He rolled an 11.
What'd you get, bro?
I rolled a 17.
Damn it. I
Because I have a
I
+6.
got 13.
Shit.
And I full bail out of the tent. Like, I'm very gone.
I chase.
No, let
No,
him go
you
this
literally,
time.
like, I'm 120 feet away. You can't
go this
possibly.
He's
like,
over
you-
here.
You
like,
gotta
I'm,
get the jump
I
on.
just
say, you
gone.
coward!
Yeah.
And then I wait for him to come
Yeah,
back.
come take
Well,
this
wait
pious
for him.
food.
I'm like waiting, like right. We're in tents, right? Are we in a tent?
He's not coming back.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him right at the entrance. But like right when he walks through, I'm gonna be like, good God!
Like with his increased movement, he like if you all were sharing the same tent, he could pack and leave before you could swing your.
He could take the
punch.
tent down around you and you wouldn't even be able to notice.
Kind of, sort of.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'll just pout.
Moves back, uses as an action to take down the tent, and then moves away.
Yeah, like, I am Sanic fast for an hour.
Alright.
I know.
We'll give him another hour before we decide to remember.
Like, I could just jump in and out, chopping down the same tree over and over again, and just, like,
Artificer's
drop it on
insanely
me.
balanced.
Oh, by the way, make a dexterity check for carving Arian's flute last week.
Oh. Yeah,
with
what now?
proficiency.
Yeah, because I am a wood carver. Well, I know almost.
You're
all
a
the
Swiss Army
tools.
knife. Just
Yeah.
That's not good.
anything you want to, just roll with proficiency, okay?
17.
Yeah. And it's above average, like way above average. And when you actually finish, like with the stain and everything, make a performance check, which is charisma based, just for fun.
3.
So you make
I rolled a 6.
yeah, you make a fantastic performance, but like all the notes are just completely out of order. So like you're trying to display the range of the instrument, but the notes don't make any sense to your audience.
So
Wait,
it
was
was
I there?
functional, but not proper.
Robot beep boop.
Was I?
Yeah.
Am I present to hear this?
Perfectly
yeah.
executed notes,
Like,
just
he-
completely out of order.
So like
Mm-hmm.
over the course of like your initial meeting with him at
Tar's
the
really displeased.
at the bar,
Waking up just hearing
like
that.
he's sitting there like carving a flute.
Am I
a
listening
recorder
to jazz
specifically.
right now?
And he's like carving this recorder for Arian, and
I'm really
after
nervous
he
that
finishes
he's
carving
at
it,
the
he
shop.
like
And that tone
sitting
space.
around with you guys makes a performance of like he's just testing it out, and all the
Make
notes
me
are all
laugh when I'm
discordant
drinking.
and target.
Hmm?
What's proficiency?
It's +4
Oh,
at our level.
sweet.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, to obviously
Anybody else
things
want to
you
do
got checked
anything
off.
with your pre or post long rest nets?
Tar's basically prepared to go.
Okay, so, Giron, would you
Switch out
like
some
to
skills.
transport these guys back to Torch? You know exactly where Torch is now.
But
at
I
least
have to
that
leave
specific
this
alley.
plane first. Because I have... Amulet of the Plains allows you to go to a different plane.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Like, you can still use it as, like, teleportation. It's just like, it's blowing a level 7 spell for a level 5 ability. But you're able to move with higher accuracy because the teleportation circle spell is for known teleportation circles. And then there's, like, some other teleportation spell that isn't plane shift. I don't know where it falls in, but you can actually teleport from place to place based on intelligence checks without known circles.
Okay.
So you're blowing a really high level spell for a basic bitch ability, essentially, is how I'm gonna logic my way around leaving the plane.
Before we leave here, I have a little something for the 3 of you men. Even the 2 who have tried to murder me today.
I don't get your gears in a wad.
Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus.
I think we're all fully aware
If
that
they
they
granted to
can't even touch you, my friend.
Yes, yes. In
Would you
any
like me
case...
to do something about it? Is that what you're asking?
No, I have for you a small pouch. And I hand you, each of you a small pouch.
So these pouches are a little bit on the level with like the bag of tricks, except you can open it up to a 4x4. So it's a pouch like that where the mouth opening opens up to 4x4, and it reaches into some ridiculously
What's
amount
it called?
of space.
It's a
of-
mini-handed pouch.
and so it opens up to a pocket.
It's like a half-size bag of holding, but all of us have one that all reach into the same bag of holding.
It
I
reaches
say-
into the same pocket dimension.
say, put my hand in the bag and say, Gira, come look, open up your bag and take a look.
Do you choose to do that, Giro?
I look at you. Is it a fist?
No, it's something cool. I just got it. You look cool.
I'm
Like-
pretty sure it's a fist.
I'm pretty sure you're full. You wouldn't know what it was.
I think that is a fist.
I mean,
You're-
logically, wouldn't you think
You're
that's...
able to open it up and hold it away from yourself. Like you know the way around all these tricks.
Yeah, because I made it. And I...
Is Job's hand in it? Is Job's hand in it? I punched Job in the face.
My hands in the
Yeah.
You're in the face.
Past your fist, I just kind of push your hand out and punch you.
Roll dodge, bro.
I punch his fist.
Do we
Okay,
just knuckle
so
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have you make an attack roll, and I'm gonna have you make a dex saving throw,
Punch his face.
and whoever rolls the highest.
Wait. Can I also pull out my bag and point it at Job's
You
face?
certainly can.
Will that make 2 fists?
Yeah, wait. I think so, right?
How close are you to each other?
They're pretty close.
But when they
I
get
guess you're
smacked by
within, you're
my
within melee because you're handing them pouches.
That
So
sounds bad.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
pretty fast.
yeah. So
like I
make your,
just
make your
handed
attack
him the
roll.
pouch.
Yeah.
So
23.
no, I'm not even making an attack roll. I'm just opening a bag.
Yeah,
in
no,
front,
you
like,
make your
near
attack
his
roll.
face.
You make your attack roll.
I still.
You can try.
I still.
And make a dexterity saving throw.
Wait,
So-
well,
You might punch himself in the face.
You might both punch him in the face.
This bag doesn't make any
both
sense.
of you make attack rolls,
Targets
and then
it.
you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my
Bag
god,
is
the mini-handed
stupid.
pouch has turned into the bag of
I
fists.
got a 18.
Yeah, so that's a miss. You
23.
okay? Your AC is 22.
Oh shit!
No, it's 22.
That's what I said, fag.
Wait, can I use my?
No, you don't have anything.
You got
Make,
punched
make
in
a
the face.
dexterity saving throw.
What about my little divine
Make
protection?
a dexterity saving throw.
Save throws.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
I already did.
Is that
What
on
was your
strength?
attack roll?
Do a dex
I
roll.
had attack roll.
Yeah, you have an attack
I was
roll.
just making a dex roll.
Were you gonna
Yeah,
try
so
and
here's
punch
the
Giron in the
thing.
face?
I run up to the
Oh, and
enemy.
yours-
Everyone has their weapon in the bag of holding.
Oh, shit.
And
How
there's
was I
just
supposed
like
to punch
6
Giron?
arms
Did you
reaching
want
out
to
with
punch him? You
weapons,
said you wanted to
fucking
punch
up
him through
like
the bag
a
in the
fucking
face.
monster.
Yeah, but
Like-
it's.
He wasn't
I
gonna
was,
use it.
I was just trying to punch his fist. Is what I was
No,
And I
that's probably not
slipped
how
right
that
by you.
works.
And I'm clocking in the job.
Yeah. So
trying.
roll.
How did I roll?
Roll. So what's your strength modifier?
Wait, but did
2.
both of you just punch
Okay.
each other in the face?
That's what I'm wondering.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna take 2 damage.
What happened to my punch?
Nope.
That's
2
what I'm
damage.
asking. So your punch missed.
I don't get to roll a d8 for my
Yeah, how do you
unarmed
miss?
attack?
Oh.
Yeah,
You're not a
Oh,
brawler.
I wasn't even.
Are you a brawler? Are you a
What
boxer?
did I
Are
roll
you?
for my unarmed attack?
You're
D4?
not a
Oh,
monk.
Excuse
Unless
me.
you're some special thing.
No, you roll nothing. You get your strength modifier.
That's true.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, that's what
Otherwise,
I
it was
said.
going to be 9.
Oh man, oh that hurts so bad. Now throw this stupid bag on the ground and say, I don't want it
Bag of
anymore. I don't want this
Is this
stupid
just
bag.
going to be the recurring trope? Is everyone trying to get one over on the autist and failing?
I'm not.
'Cause I-
He tried to hit you, and
well,
I noticed
okay,
it, so I
okay.
swung
The
first.
cleric and the paladin
Yeah.
specifically, not everyone.
I just swung at the cleric because I saw the cleric trying to swing at you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the mighty fine gift.
And I throw the bag on the
Keep it
ground.
somewhere
no
really
fists
important
came
like
out of
back
this guy.
pocket.
So you
Yeah,
pick up
I'm
you
not
pick
sure.
up his you pick up his pocket. He dropped his pocket.
You drop your pocket.
Man,
I
I
don't want my pocket anymore.
That was so much
It's
fun.
no pocket of mine. Ah.
All right, so you all been reunited, had dinner and breakfast and boxing through the bag of autism.
Oh man. Yeah.
Ipa, and
Who's eating?
yeah, IPA. Not the Euro, whatever.
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, that's what. All right, so
You're just putting it after.
what do y'all want to do now?
we're
Giron
gonna
had some
grab-
ideas about finding a doorway from Torch to Gehenna.
I actually wanted to ask Giron, why are we gonna save Arian when we are in this trouble because of him?
It is not because of
Very obvious
him that
question.
we are in this trouble.
Did he not
Rosalind-
shit the bed?
This goes back 60 years, but somehow you have forgotten. All of these things are
Plus he praises
interlinked,
Jesus.
and in order to
It's good enough reason.
prevent our murder, Rosalind, we must take care of our lot. That is outside of saving Arian,
Do
who
we
I
have
am
to
bound
save
to now.
Do I still have a contract with you?
You do now.
Might have to make a new one.
He's probably pretty stoked he's down to 1.
Yeah, well,
Or
2.
terrified.
I have to
2.
return the amulet.
to Arian.
Arian.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's why you want to get inside.
And
Those-
also, are
those
lots
redundancies,
the
though.
only other being in the multiverse, other than a handful of demigods that know my secret?
What's your secret?
Something you're not listening to.
It's
on
something that I
character.
rambled about earlier that could lead to the destruction of the multiverse for a couple thousand years.
Don't worry
but
about it, guys.
it's all background shit. Like, chances are I won't get murdered and my skull cracked open.
Well, I'd like to try walking for a change, but I don't think any of us, besides you, maybe know where we are.
I believe that it would take you about a year of walking to reach the gates
Is it a short joke?
of Torch.
Fantastic.
Trust me, I have walked clear across from one of the outer gates to Sigil, and it took me a number of years.
You're not just saying 1 year because I'm short, are you?
It is certainly because you're a short-legged dwarf.
But we're close.
Why you-
to Torch.
You cool, you scaly best. I don't even know what to call you.
Can I
Full
can I
metal
use
bastard.
calm
You full metal
animals
bastard.
thing? Like, what do I do?
Do you have calm emotions? All right. So for
That 5 charisma
for
really doing me good.
an expeditious retreat, no pun intended.
I have it on for an hour.
Yeah. Do you guys want to teleport to Torch or
Where's Torch?
Torch is
You're gonna.
well, make an intelligence check.
Wait, is it on this map?
No.
Your
No.
God probably wouldn't approve of it.
Certainly not.
Is that hat shaped like a donut?
That is a tiny peninsula on a continent
intelligence check?
in the
Yeah.
It's Arcana is
in
intelligence.
a realm
Okay, so
of the material
so
plane.
you know you're on the outer
Nicest
plane,
alligator.
and you know that in the center is a spire, and you know orbiting the top of that spire, which is a torus within the torus of the Outlands. So imagine a torus, but the center of it is actually a spire. Okay.
Okay, is that where we're going?
No, you're going to a city on the outer edge of that torus. With your 13,
The
that's
farthest from.
about the best I can give you.
I got 15.
Still, like you're stretching for things
that's
like
fine, that's cool.
so you're
I want to go
right now.
home.
Right
This
now, I'm
place is
talking at a
weird.
level of about like 120 IQ, and you just rolled an 85.
Well, I want to go home.
I think we just
Take
have
me
to
home,
test the robot
gear
one more time.
gearhead.
Hmm?
Take me home, gearhead.
You're not welcome there.
I'm
No.
well, not
We
yet.
are going to
Not
Gehenna.
How
I
am
don't think that you'll be at home there, righteous one.
Home where? My home?
Gehenna.
Gehenna?
Basically.
Why would I be going to Gehenna?
Because we got work to do, brother.
We have to save
Clear.
Better
Aryan
use the blood.
Savior.
So,
If we're
why are we
gonna go
going to
again,
Tor?
Torch
It'll be fine.
Tor.
You guys can
is
do it.
the city in the
No, the
Outlands
map.
that contains a gate
Yeah,
to
it's
Gehenna.
on here.
Blood one?
Got it.
Oh well,
Alright, let's do it.
when you get there, yes, maybe.
I suppose we could just transport to a random plane and get a part of Gehenna.
Are we all
But-
gonna get in a circle and sing Kumbaya?
That would be
or
bad.
what?
I feel like that would be bad.
I know. We're kind of
Make an intelligence check.
Yeah, let's go to Torch.
Okay.
Unless
10.
you guys have something
10?
better to do.
On a nat one.
So just confirm
At least
that
we're all
that one for me.
Yeah. Not that skills can crit fail, but
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. All right. So, you kind of like for like a minute, and everybody's just kind of staring at you, and then you kind of like snap back to like whatever Giron calls consciousness.
Lost in
And
thoughts as a personality trait.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you just kind of like to them doze out, but you're just like thinking about all the things you know about Gehenna, and then you realize that you have no idea where Arlott would respawn after his body was destroyed in the physical battle, which banished him. So like his physical form turns to nothingness, and then his spirit like grabbed onto Arian and dragged his soul to Gehenna. So you don't know where Arlott would be, and
Real
so you
quick,
feel like it would be safer
out
to
of
control.
game, would the scrying ball? So we know Arlott, and specifically, actually, we all saw his true form when he came back from the first banishment.
Yeah.
So can we use the scrying ball? Does that reveal the location? Could I then teleport there?
You'd have to know about the specific area that he's in, and make
I
one
could
more
describe
intelligence
it
check
as
for
a
me.
cartographer.
19.
19. Is that like with proficiency and?
That's proficiency and intelligence.
Okay.
If you don't want proficiency, it's 15.
I know your proficiency, so that's pretty good. That's not quite what I'm looking for. So you would know that his physical form was destroyed. So he would have to be like regenerating, and you don't know where that would be taking place in Gehenna. You have like a couple of vague ideas, but
Well, what I'm saying is, once we got to Gehenna and used the scrying orb,
oh yeah, on
would
the same
seeing
plane.
that allow us to pinpoint for teleportation?
I wouldn't allow you to pinpoint unless you had an idea, like based on what you could see around him, to like
okay.
pinpoint it. Like
So we'd have to.
somebody could do like
really
locate creature, locate object.
Dude, I can do that.
Um,
Out of the game, I can do that. Have to ask me in game though.
but like you would probably know that you have a druid with you, which means you'd probably know that somebody can do locate creature, locate object, because I'm pretty sure druids can do that. Because I'm pretty sure rangers can do that.
We have a druid, a cleric, and a paladin.
Yeah, you pretty much have the range of
I can
things.
do
Don't
cold
have
creature.
any of that.
Hold on.
You don't have it prepared, but you know it.
I
It's in
can
your list.
prepare
Man.
it, though.
I guarantee
It is, yeah.
So yeah, that said, you would know your resources available, but meta, those are like within 1,000 feet, I believe, also, and Gehenna is a plane of tri-levels. It's 1,000.
Yeah. So
So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking what you're thinking with your intelligence check of 19.
I should just go to Gehenna.
Go to Gehenna to get somewhere so that at least you can control your entry point, and then you can control your access to where you're looking for based on your entry point instead of ending up in a random point which could be out of your control and possibly extremely negative. You could get lucky, but possibly extremely negative.
Or endless lava flow. So, or on top of the highest peak in Gehenna being beaten by rocks that are picked up by the wind.
And ice
So,
storms.
that's
And
yeah.
possible lava flow.
Sounds like
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, all bad.
Pyroclastic
Yeah,
flow.
so I'm gonna try and teleport us all to Torch.
So we can
Because
walk
that'll
away.
bring us to another trade city in Gehenna if we find, or after we go through the gate. So,
Isn't there really only one decent, like, approachable city in Gehenna?
yes,
So there's-
and that's the one that connects to Torch and the City of Doors specifically.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's one of the only non difficult terrain places because it is a plateau carved out of the difficult terrain. of Gehenna because everywhere is difficult terrain.
And pretty much all of the Yugoloths, like, their entire deal is they trade and, like, are mercenaries all over the place and, like, trading knowledge and artifacts and killing. So, like, they need a hub to organize that.
You're a knowledgeable artifact.
Look at that.
9.
Not
I
really.
missed it. Random location in the Outlands.
No.
Crap.
Because it's DC 15 for the int check.
Oh, that was your int check for teleportation?
Yeah, for Amulet of the Plains.
Oh, I thought you were rolling for his joke, whether or not you caught the knowledgeable object.
That's what it was.
And I seriously thought missed it was like, oh, I didn't get the joke.
No. I got the joke. The joke was simple. He got the joke.
Did you? Did you? With a 9?
20 and...
It looks like the joke got you.
Okay, well, if it was me getting a joke, fucking,
Yes.
would that be insight? Because that would be a 6.
Which is even worse. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
didn't get the joke.
So now do I roll to teleport?
Yeah, I didn't tell you to roll to teleport. Now you roll to teleport.
Alright, 17.
Wow.
We're
Yeah, that's a
at
lot
12.
better. I feel a lot better. So yeah, you make it back exactly
Not
to
doing
the
that
same
again. It's like, I
dumpster.
don't want to deal with this shit.
Well, no, like I didn't tell you to roll. You don't roll unless I tell you to roll.
Yeah,
I was exercising that control. It wasn't the other thing at all.
Okay. I'd only said like 3 times, I'm about to teleport us.
Yeah, but they weren't all consenting, holding hands, etc., and so forth.
If you wanna.
Down, you know.
What? I can't
Change
see.
it.
Okay, so now we're going to torch, and I gotta figure out how to see this fudging screen with all this other shit spam.
Press escape.
That's got it.
Yeah, it's spelled a lot like escape.
And then there's a. Yeah, that right there. There's probably a town in there. If you just. No, over here. Well, yeah, that too.
Can't touch the
A
screen.
mountain tavern?
I gotta click on this. Click.
No, that's what you do.
Okay.
When you were doing it last week. They were like, oh,
Bottom right?
Could I
Well, there's also
request
music
a
if you wanna change the
smoke
music.
break?
Yeah, I know how to.
I second that motion.
Number text, but
So you
could
all
be my
arrive
messenger.
Yeah, I'll
safely
walk in.
to
Hopefully someone's awake.
a stank
Yeah. If not,
Dank,
like you'll know where
dark
she is.
alley
You knock on the door
abutting
of the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
like a foothill area,
I'll do that.
and then you
Okay.
see it's a tough straight scramble
Means I
straight
can
up
have many
to,
more beers.
the mountain range, which the name of which is unknown to y'all.
Wait, up to the mountain range? Because I thought we were in the city.
That's what you see.
Oh, okay. From the. Oh, okay.
So you're essentially in an alleyway behind a bar that abuts like a foothill, and then it's a scramble uphill to the top of the mountains.
We're in the 9 realms right now. 9 health.
No,
No, we're
you're in the
outside
city
of
of
Gehenna.
Torch.
Well, I was born in the mountains. Maybe I could sprint up the mountain and get a look. Maybe that'll be good.
Giron makes it plain to you because he knows essentially where you're at. That somewhere in the city there is a passageway through which there are customs and other such things to go past before you enter another corridor that leads to a portal that would take you to Gehenna.
So we gotta find this path to the portal.
And yeah, it's essentially a path that one must find, and then after it's found, you need only navigate it and perhaps bypass people who seek to take advantage of those who wish to use this passageway. Excuse me.
Alright. Think maybe I could do a history check on the mountain.
For sure. You're gonna do it at disadvantage unless you know a whole lot about the Outer Realms.
Oh, it's the Outer Realm Mountain?
So you could use Arcana to see what the fuck, if if you do know some shit about the Outer Realms.
Shit. I'll do the disadvantage just because. But I don't know, I'm proficient in history, right? That's something. I hope. Nope. Got 3 plus 5.
4 plus 1.
Is that proficient? Or...
So, because history is intelligence, that's 1 and 4. Wait, are you intelligent? Yeah, because you're proficient.
Check.
Yeah, so it's 5.
Alright, solid 8.
Ooh. It's a mountain.
Nice.
Stone
This is a nice mountain.
and dirt. And if it were somewhere else, there'd probably be life on it. But because it's right next to Torch, it's pretty much like barren.
Yeah, I have
all
no
you
idea
see.
where we are. So that would kind of help.
Just like shale and blasted rock.
All right. Anybody else want to do anything behind this here alley? There is like a large dumpster type receptacle.
Can I check it out? I want to see what's in the
Super holy
roll.
cleric.
Here's the question: Are you just gonna like lift the
There's a
lid and look?
striking resemblance to a dumpster.
You're gonna lift the lid and look in,
This guy's
or
clean.
you're gonna lift the lid and look in, or are you gonna like rifle through?
Well, I just want to look in. I want to hear.
So it's perception versus investigation is what I'm asking.
I want to just look at perception, I guess.
Yep. Make me proud.
Oh, nice.
Wait, this is
Intelligence,
brownies.
right?
I'll
So
be back.
No, perception is
wisdom.
wisdom, yeah, which is better.
Oh, sweet, 22.
22? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bones from seems like food type animals, but that's kind of strange because you don't see any food type animals on the hillsides or anything nearby. So you're wondering like how fresh it may or may not be. And then you see very little other like food type waste, and then there's like dirty rags and a lot of gross stuff in this receptacle here behind this bar.
Thor's really out of his element.
So I close the lid and I'm like, nothing good in there.
It's not a chest, buddy. I
Well,
think
you
it's a
know, some
dumpster.
people's trash, you know, they trash.
Oh.
Might have found like a relic somehow. Who knows?
Sorry.
What if there's like a piece of loose stone and I like prop it up and then there's like freaking gold?
What if I
Gold
smell like
mine.
total trash for the rest of this time?
Why would I
Wow.
only lifted up the lid and like checked it out. Why would I smell like
Your room could have like rushed straight onto it.
I don't have to move a room.
Dumpsters.
I might have a cape.
No capes.
Last we left off, our intrepid adventurers had been scrying on young Arian.
What did you see?
And you saw him in a cell, very much like this kind of prison-looking chamber here. There's a
Kind of
cot.
like the intro to Oblivion.
There's a cot, a pot, and a guy who does not look very comfy.
So then we were uniting hands, and I was about to teleport there.
Yes.
You're crazy enough to do
I
that.
thought you nailed it.
I don't think that I made the roll.
Alright. No 25 there?
Yeah, I remember that.
See, yeah.
That was for.
I seriously remember.
That was his
I
investigation.
just
Yeah, that was for the scry.
Oh.
Alright.
That is a way over 15, 22.
22. Alright, you successfully teleport everybody in, and everybody make a stealth or perception check. I'll let you choose which one you do first.
Perception.
I'm doing perceptions.
Natural 20.
6.
Would I still be holding fast without a trace? It had only been 40
And I
minutes.
am alert.
No,
so
because
I
you would have been
cannot be
concentrating
surprised,
to
and
attune
neither
an
can
item.
my alligator.
I got
He
23.
didn't- He was invisible and attuning.
We must still check down.
Is invisibility concentration? Because you would have been concentrating to attune an item. It doesn't really matter because y'all were
We made a
stealth in an
25
alley.
on myself.
I got 14
No,
on this.
invisibility only ends when you
14.
target for an attack or
And
cast
cast
a
a
spell.
It's
Okay.
a concentration.
But is it concentration is the
Yes.
question.
No,
Yes. Invisibility is a concentration.
it
It's right here.
Duration.
says up to an hour. It does not say concentration anywhere on the card.
There's a
VSC, C would be concentration.
Where is the
It's
C?
Next
right
to
Verbal
duration.
somatic concentration.
Oh, okay. So I see the C there next to the duration.
That's
I thought that
concentration.
meant sure it's not components.
It's concentration. Materials.
Materials.
For components.
Anyway,
I got a 23. What do I witness?
Oh no, I guess ritual is the only thing in parentheses. Never mind.
alright, so with your 23, you see through the barbed door, there is a small chest underneath the table, 2 seats on either side of the table, and you're assuming that on a semi-regular basis he's getting a lot of attention. But you see the table has 2 cups and 2 plates and no silverware next to them. Some crumbs on them, but both seats are unoccupied, and Arian is there in the cot. At this quick glance, he doesn't seem to be moving,
So there's a chest near the table?
and it's outside the bar door.
Right.
Can I cast Lesser Restoration on him?
I can cast Greater for free. Save it.
On average, I would have higher initiative than everyone here at a +6.
Good dexterity.
I have alert, which gives me a plus whatever to initiative.
Do your thing.
A +5. I just like want because in one of my hands I'm connecting to think, and my other hand I'm connecting to the circle around me. I just want Fink to grab Arian.
So you're just gonna cast and just bamf out.
Yeah, I just want to bail and go to Tomendale.
We should have,
Wait,
the,
but what about all variant shit?
should have the alligator grab the chest so we can get to Fink, right? Or your
Like,
Arian.
we can get back here. Out of game, of course. This conversation out of
Sorry,
game.
I think we have time to.
We could get back here if we really wanted to, like, come back for all of Arian's. What does he even have?
Oh, he's in a different cell, right?
Sunblade.
he's-
Is Arian in the same cell?
So is Sunblade worth more than his life?
No.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
let's
Sunblade?
do one
technically,
trip.
my
We
character
just,
would have wanted to.
So
but yeah.
essentially,
why don't we just all dip out if like
you
shit
guys heard
starts
the
to get
meta
real?
of what was immediately visible,
Yeah.
and
Was
the
not
guy
a
who has the
whole lot,
highest.
right?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on.
Like, we're
Not,
think
like
we
in the
should
cell
leave.
is nothing, and outside the cell is a small chest.
We should
So
just
within a
leave.
small chest.
Have your alligator drag the
Don't
chest
worry
over,
about the
bro. We
chest.
could, that's probably keys.
You can at least check it.
Don't worry about the chest. We should just
We
leave.
could come back for the chest in just a few
Stop being a
seconds
hormone
after
roll, let
saving
us leave.
Arian.
So Arian's in the same cell.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
all in Arian's cell.
Just send your alligator over, and then we'll grab what's in it and go.
We would have to pick the lock, open the door, and then go and...
So something
Fuck with
crazy
the
happens.
chest.
Why don't we
Can I just keep my hand on the chest and we'll teleport?
We're trying to get the fuck out of
It's-
here.
I'm going to cast
It's
Greater
not
Restoration
in
on
the
Arian.
cell.
We're in the cell.
Right. But your alligator.
We don't.
Fit to the
You
bar.
cast Great
You
Restoration,
can't.
and
You can't?
It's a medium creature. you
yeah,
can't-
he rouses
Big alligator.
and
Okay.
he seems
That was something small.
more better.
No, and it's made of metal.
So
cannot squeeze.
who's
and
got
if his hit points have been reduced from their max, it eliminates the.
who's got high dexterity?
I do.
You want
I'm
to
only on
throw a grappling hook at that chest? Maybe try and drag it over.
Both me and Rosalind
Can I
have
walk
thieves'
to the
tools,
chest?
and she has a
We're-
rod.
We're all in the
wherein-
cell.
Why are we all in the cell?
That's where we told
Because we teleported into Arian's
We're
cell.
getting Aryan. We don't
So
need
this
to get
is all out
shit.
of character. Again,
I'm healing
Um,
Arian in character.
Understandable,
Uh,
but we don't
so
need to get
yeah,
his
he's
shit yet.
he seems a lot better. How many hit points did you go to heal him for?
If I do lesser restoration as well,
No,
I don't think
restorations
greater
don't do hit points.
but again, like,
can use
do we
my
want to
healer's
just get him out of here and then come back for his gear? Possibly, if he wants us to.
6.
I would.
Yeah, he's looking a lot better.
Out of character, real quick, before I just
I'm just gonna go lie.
yeet us out of here.
The
I'm
only
doing my
two,
thing.
the only two who want to stay
No,
for the chest
'cause,
is
like,
Trev and-
The implication is that you can't because I have a +6 initiative.
But we all have to hold hands.
That's the implication.
But if you don't,
We could roll if you really wanted to do something else, but right now we're having a metagame conversation.
Initiative roll right now. Do I have time to do the grappling hook
I'm
for the
not.
chest?
I don't care. I'm healing Arian.
He's busy.
So
Okay,
you
so
want,
yeah, we're gonna do
you
initiative
want to have
rolls.
a roll? Okay.
Yeah.
I got a natural 20.
Are we in
Okay,
combat?
I got
Why are
a
we
16
rolling?
total.
13.
I got 18 total.
I got
Okay,
a
so your
nat
perception
20.
check stands.
We can do things at the same time.
What did Tar do?
I was trying to have a conversation,
Yeah.
and you.
We're in his cell. We already teleported.
We're doing
there.
initiative, right?
Do
Can
the
I,
things
can I
you
just
need to
roll
do.
to try and
Try.
drag the
Well,
chest
no,
over?
it's somebody else's turn. You went first and made your perception check based on initiative rolls. So
Ah, alright.
who's next up after 23?
The two who wanted to stay for the chest.
On
I'm
perception.
16,
I
so
got a
whoever's
25.
above that.
22.
Perception.
22.
Donnie
Okay,
and
so-
Joe,
You're
I got
next.
what'd you get?
13.
Mhm.
Okay,
Sorry, you're
so
next.
I
So
thought we were on
you
the
healed Arian
Right.
and did greater restore.
Yeah, I mean, if
Alright,
we're in the
so
cell, you guys can't grab the
we-
chest.
we now have
It doesn't
Giron.
matter.
Grappling hook.
Giron essentially
well, we
uses
can
his turn
grab
to
the
say,
chest 'cause she
link
has the
hands
rod.
after his lizard grabs Arian. Okay, so who's doing what after that? That's what's going on.
I'm 16, so whoever's above me.
It's probably just garbage.
I think it's now.
13.
Or where's Rosalind in
I'm
this?
at 25.
25.
She took no action. It's on top.
I didn't say I didn't take an action.
Giron already declared his action. He is commanding his lizard to
There's
grab
nothing to
Arian
say.
and grabbing people's hands.
Who has
So you're next.
What should we do?
Joe.
man?
I'm
You
just
can
like
open it, but you're in a cell.
What is
You
there
could
to
open
do?
the
We're in a
cell
cell,
with
we're locked in.
screaming
There's a
Oh,
chest
you really don't
outside,
need it.
and your fallen comrade is looking less shitty because Tar's taking care of it.
Yeah, why don't you
I
just pick a lock?
cast.
Or dual robot.
Linking hands is bullshit.
No one wants
Cure
to get loot.
wound.
Okay.
We can
There's
just
like
come back
8
outside the
empties
cell.
in
If we
that.
use the rod on the
There's a lot
cell,
of
it's going to make a noise.
Yeah.
I think I had the better
Yeah.
half of this.
Audible
case.
for 200 feet. If you
Six
use the
That's why I
triangle.
didn't
pale
use it.
ales and
That's why
2
I didn't use
Yeah.
Y0s.
It's a
Cure
company.
wound.
Two max left. This is the third. All right, fine. I'll just grab hands. We don't need loot.
And you can stay
We're
here
literally
for
going to come
the-
right back.
Plus 4.
I guess
That's
so.
your wisdom
If
modifier.
we try
Job
to pick
is
this
after
lock,
me.
it's
I'm
going to
16.
We're on the inside of the jail cell, and her auto unlocker makes like a screaming voice within 200 feet.
So we're confident.
No, your
that he can
spellcasting
teleport us
modifier
just
is
outside
your
the lock.
wisdom.
Next time.
That's
Right now
that's
we're
your
here,
spell
we're gonna come
attack
back.
modifier. Different.
All right. I'm
Okay.
going with the flow.
Unless he fucks up his
Let's
roll.
all lock hands and just come back and forth. Let's do something.
Okay.
So is
Plain
it my
hopping.
initiative now?
We are going back.
I'm 16.
Yeah,
he's-
it's-
he is 13.
Yeah.
I'm 16.
I grab
Yeah,
Arian.
and you already declared your action, which was commanding your lizard and linking hands with people. And unfortunately, because everybody's being assholes, not everybody had actually linked hands.
No, I was
so we have to
already
kinda-
linked. So, and I know he linked after, and she linked after.
And
Did you
he
I grabbed you
cured
and Arian.
wounds on
No,
Arian.
he didn't go yet,
He didn't go yet at all.
because I'm higher in initiative.
Yes, but your higher
I'm not in
initiative
combat.
was commanding your lizard, which is
That's
a bonus
action.
and linking hands with the people who had
I was
already let
already
go.
linked hands.
With whom were you
Wait
linked
till he's
hands with?
ready.
I was linked hands with Fink
So hold your
and
action.
whoever was next to me.
We're not in combat.
The three of them unlinked. And
Yeah, but
then
nobody
linked.
wants to fucking play along, so we had to go to initiative because everybody's gonna fucking sit here and
What I'm
circle
saying
jerk.
is the three people that unlinked relinked.
Yes, I
So
guess so.
everyone's already linked
You can
by
hold
the time my
your
turn
action.
comes around.
Okay.
Till everyone's-
So at this point, everyone is linked, including Fink and Arian and everyone.
Picnic Cleric.
I'll make the roll.
Somebody's coupling the cleric's
And
balls.
And
We're
that is
ready.
20 at a DC 15 to go to Tommondale.
And
I thought it was cute.
it feels like a giant grappling
it's
hook
not
grabs you
Tom
all from behind the navel, and you're yanked into kind of a pelvic thrust, trans-dimensionally,
Nice.
and you find solid packed earth beneath your feet in the grand entryway just past the freshly rebuilt gate at the walls/fences of Tommondale.
Char loves the smell. He's kissing the dirt.
Yeah, I just grabbed a handful.
So glad.
Grab a handful of dirt.
We're in Tommondale. I thought you were going to say that we were stuck in Gehenna. Okay.
We're gonna have to talk about this transporting thing. It's getting my sinuses.
Cleric, do your thing. And I just walk through the gates.
I unlink hands and I go to the nearest room that I can find and go to sleep.
So yeah, you go back to the
Yeah,
general
nothing else to
barracks,
do.
and you notice that some of the other
We're at
buildings
Algerian
have been
stuff right now.
freshly
Okay.
rebuilt. Thane
Okay.
Ironweld.
Thane Ironweld has taken up residence in what was originally the officers' quarters, which was like the more private rooms of the higher up officers.
It's
of,
been like a solid 2 weeks.
yeah, of the Tommondale command. So there's like smaller bunkhouses that have like, you know, a couple of beds, and then there's like the barracks, which has like 20 bunks, most of which are hobbit sized because you had so many damn hobbits. But now that it's pretty much just you guys and the remainder of the Fort Kickass, so you have
It's
like
like roll a d12. But yeah.
oh no, you guys have the Kinsey monk and who else is back here? There's not many people left. You've got like Thane Ironweld and a couple other you know, humans who didn't want to go home, but they didn't want to go to Orkenhofen, and you said you don't have to go home, and some of you can stay here.
Well, I want to shout across the barracks.
It's a small regiment.
I got Outland whiskey for 3 gold a pop. 4 left. You know, you can't get this in the inlands, if you know what I'm saying. Only 4. Get them now while they're hot. Or forget your problems.
Make a persuasion check.
What am I doing?
15 plus 8, so that's 23.
Damn.
Or sorry, 7, so 22.
Yeah. Still.
So you got a couple of guys who seem pretty interested, but most of them are pretty broke. Like that's like half a month's wages.
You got boots. I'm not gonna take another guy's shoes.
So you see a couple of guys
They
make
go on
make
and-
one more persuasion check with a really low DC.
You can go on it together, guys. You know, just enjoy this. We got
Yeah.
18.
Like some
18,
leather boots
and
might be
you-
worth some interventional whiskey.
Yeah, so you got 2 guys who buy one bottle and they take off, and like the other guys that were kind of gathered around just kind of follow them, assuming they're gonna get a shot.
Open so. Okay, alright, pretty good. 3 gold, not bad. Thank you, Sir DM.
Oh yes,
And lucky rolls.
well done everybody. Anybody? This is a good spot to reevaluate my life as a DM because you guys can teleport from here to there.
I wanted to go back and get that box.
Can we still do that?
Like, I'm down to go literally
We
now.
can
You told
literally
us.
go back. I'm already sleeping.
You promised. That's a
We can
contract.
go back next time.
Do you want to
The
tell
wizard
me
rolls
that?
taking it. Yeah.
So what do you tell me?
We need to get that chest. Something's in there.
Split the
We're
party!
waiting for Arian.
Arian's awake.
We're
And it's
waiting
6
for
hit
his
points.
choice.
Oh,
Arian
yeah.
is close to dead. I think the rest of us might go without him if we intend on looting that chest.
Can I give him a
Sprinkle
I
quick?
some
have no
holy
say,
water
I'm
on
not-
here.
I give him a full lay on hands, 50 HP.
50?
That's my
That's
max.
more hit points than he actually
36.
has.
Okay, I give him 38.5.
At level 10, 50?
That's my max.
With the
Five per
6
level.
that he already was given,
He's
yeah.
pretty soft. He's a bard.
Yeah.
I thought bards were D8s.
Yeah, D8
Or
plus con,
D6s.
which is plus 0.
He didn't add very well.
And I give him a dose of holy
You're
water.
making him hold on to his ones, remember, bud?
I give
Yeah.
him 30 HP.
Dick bag.
Out of character.
This is you.
Out of character. If you guys
And a
need
0
dual
con.
wielder, I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I guess I have a 4 con, so.
Yeah.
I'll just shut up.
Oh wait, you have the same constitution as me?
Yeah, dude. I'm a robot.
We're tanks.
Yeah. Well, you're a tank. I have 16 AC, which is okay.
The whole plan was to go next
Yeah.
time.
He has
Yeah.
1 more AC
Yeah.
than I do, also.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least
You have better
Very
casting,
at the beginning of this one.
though.
Yeah, I have amazingly useful
Well, you didn't
spells,
like
and I
that.
can pick when I get to. I can pick from any spell book I want.
I'm not there.
Yeah,
Ariana
like
come
I
to
can
his
only
last for some
cast
healing?
level 3,
Yeah.
so
Literally make a choice without me. I'm not there.
whatever.
I can cast
So I'm not there.
What?
All right, so
I can cast a
Arian's
bunch of
recovering
spells.
in one of the more private quarters. He has his hit points, but he still has like massive exhaustion and other bad side effects of spending time in
What?
hell
Honestly,
and unaccompanied
I'm not
minor
in the.
in Gehenna.
You want to come with us?
Like,
I had
Which
walked
you-
away
So I
already.
need some rest still.
Unlocking
I had
log.
already walked
Yeah.
away.
and,
Alright.
You
like,
bailed. Okay.
So you guys are on your own with
So it would be everyone but Rosalind unless anyone else wants to bail.
Yeah,
if
someone
you
needs to
wanna go
watch
back.
Arian, but other than that, we should go get some loot.
I'm not even a clerk.
Thane Ironweld is pretty interested in seeing what's going on with Arian. As he roused and was able to like stumble himself to like
Considering
upright
he's
above.
wearing threads right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, once we get him back, I just kind of take the amulet off of my neck and I kind of wad up the chain and I stick it in Arian's mouth.
You can't do that. Because we have to go get his box.
Here to make the
You can stick it in his mouth and it will.
I was contractually obligated to
When-
return it.
To
Yeah,
return
contractually. Contract.
The other head
Contract.
sergeant in this
he
detachment
made a
is telling you
contract.
that we need to
Yeah,
go and retrieve
I am
Arian's
obligated
But
to
he's
protect
obligated to
you.
still give it to
And
Arian
I have stuffed that in Arian's mouth.
because
So
he's
take it.
obligated to
Arian's
this.
gonna make a
Someone
constitution
else
check
can
of some
make that
sort.
He needs
roll.
to not choke.
Natural 3.
Hey,
Yeah,
Chuck starts
he-
choking.
No
Take it easy.
constitution. He is not well with that amulet in his mouth.
Okay.
I take the amulet out.
man.
Make a perception check.
Like, that is not
Giron.
on my hands anymore.
Garon, you gotta do the perception
Make a perception check. See if this puny human or whatever.
That is an 11. And I have fulfilled my contract.
You recognize that you have fulfilled your contract, but also realize that your actions may cause this puny humanoid's death.
Is anyone else acting to?
I grab the amulet out of his mouth.
You need to save him, so you can't kill him.
Oh, he grabbed the amulet out of his mouth, so
Okay.
we're good.
Yeah, he filled his contract.
Boom.
That's something that he had to do.
Technicality.
And then also almost ended one of his contracts by killing the guy he's supposed to keep safe.
Yeah, but it's cool. I saved him
Oh,
for him. So
okay.
now,
Yeah. Well, I also realized that made him unsafe.
now you owe me a debt of honor.
No.
I saved him.
He doesn't.
We
That's
have to
not
go
what you
rob
said.
those satanic guards and take away their livelihood.
We can't now. He gave the
That
amulet
chest
back.
or their lives. You should use your
He
magic
has his
poopy doo
armor and
to,
his equipment.
throw us back and forth again
And when
one more
Arian
time
wakes
through
up,
the
that's his
plains.
choice.
I no
We
longer
don't know where that might
have the
yeah,
amulet
spend an
of
hour.
the
hand it over to
plains.
him.
be. Yeah, but
Is
it's
that
not
what
moving.
that is? You stuffed that in that guy's mouth?
I was contractually obligated to return it to
Just wanna go
Arian,
get the
so I
box.
stuffed it in his mouth when we got him back
Yeah, but I didn't
unconscious.
make that
Is there a rock outside I can smash?
call. Not that call, the other call, the contract.
There's a forest and
Just fucking
uh,
break something.
there's like a training area where there's like training dummies that you can hack at with your axe or
Yeah, I'm just gonna take like the mightiest swing at one of those dummies or trees. Probably dummy. Just add a dummy
Clobber it.
to just release some little bit of rage.
Okay.
And I'll do a level 3 divine smash. So I got a 19 and a 17.
Yes, both hit.
Okay, so let me add some damage here. We got first one will be 3d 48, right? Because the
Divine Smite.
yeah, divine smite, regular attack,
You have
and
a
weapon
fat
damage.
stack in there.
And then the second one will be a normal d8. Wow. Okay. Let's see. I got
Just do the first one's damage. You might have broken it in half.
first one's damage would be 13.
13. You take a gigantic chunk out of this training dummy's torso. The head, which is on like kind of a dowel, but it's socketed pretty well into the torso, is hanging on by a thread as you've actually cloven into the torso of the dummy well enough to cleave the dowel that's
Okay,
holding
so
the head on.
I might have added that wrong, but the other half of the attack will be 6 extra damage.
And you actually managed to break through your second swing. You wedged it so deep to one side that your second swing just kind of took like the head and upper half of the torso of this training dummy off.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll probably chuck the remains off to the side.
You kick the training dummy over and
Yeah,
feel
coup
triumphant
de
as
grace.
fuck.
There you go. Cool. Cool. I feel better.
You see me ramble about the amulet, my contract, and then cut a training dummy in half.
I've always, the law is important.
Dude,
but
this says this is a wondrous item.
It is a wondrous item.
contract's always got a
Surely
bit of
it
half.
So who's familiar with that cell well enough to maybe go back to it?
Dude,
and
I remember
do,
that
is
cell.
that
I
what
was
you
there.
guys want to do? Like you gonna do that? Who all wants to go
Who was
get
there?
my
I am
blade back for me?
contractually obligated to
He's got
protect
magic
you.
items in that chest. He just said it. We gotta go do it.
That's not
You
Arian.
need to remember
That's
that
the
place.
DM.
I remember that
She
place.
walked
He
Is
out.
Arian
knows.
unconscious?
I'll
Yeah.
be there
Yeah, he's sleeping it off. Like he had 3
Arian.
points of exhaustion
I
and
am
almost no
there.
hit points.
with this guy.
Cool. I need all your guys' faith.
Who else
So
is
he's
there?
technically still attuned to it if you choose to let Giron.
Is it just the two of us in pink? Are
No,
you
I'm going
coming?
as well.
Question.
You're coming.
How
You're
long have they
coming.
been
Everyone
bickering
but
again?
Rosalind.
Someone needs
Like
to
all
watch
that
the
gay shit after like getting Arian in bed and chopping up dummies. That's like maybe 20 minutes.
Alright, I'm gonna walk out.
See, I thought we weren't able to go anywhere.
So
I'll
She's
go
gonna
with
come
them.
too.
After hearing the dwarf hollering at a dummy.
I need to salute.
So,
So I'll just,
Vanishing straw.
we'll just give this back
So, take this over.
then to Giron.
Dummy.
I thought you were coming with. I thought you were making the roll.
I
Yeah,
have
are
to
you gonna-
attune to it then. Alright, I'll
It
tune
You're
takes
attuned to
15
it.
minutes, and
You're
we've
attuned to it.
done that time.
you are
It's
attuned
an
to it,
int
though.
roll, 15 DC.
I mean, let's hope, guys.
What's your int?
He doesn't
My
know.
intelligence is +2.
Hey, you got this.
I got
You
this.
got this. You,
You
noble
should be
scholar.
Fine.
over 11.
But
11
that's
or
not
over.
mine.
Nah, I have to
Because
get
I
a
returned it to him.
I have to get a 13.
Oh, you don't have like a
Yeah.
proficiency
And
or anything
then
like
he
that?
took it off the body.
Dexterity.
And
Which means it hasn't been returned to
Oh
him.
boy.
You need
well, I
Arcana?
returned it to him.
Which
Now it's
isn't really
taken.
returning it to him if he's unconscious now.
I stuffed it in his mouth.
He's unconscious now.
I returned it to
He's
him.
still unconscious.
He's
You
just a
can't make that
robot.
copy.
He
You
doesn't
know
know
what?
anything. This golem doesn't do anything.
Unlock.
Rosalind, make an intelligence check to see if you'd actually bother to have that argument.
Yeah, like I don't.
Let's
That's
see what.
a nat 20.
Yeah. So what you understand about robots is sometimes they have really annoying personality quirks because they don't grasp subtleties or jokes or
So if I stuff this
Um,
in,
Consciousness or
social norms.
sarcasm or
I gotta pick that up also.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, we're figuring it out, aren't we?
so yeah, there's just like some things about robots that just you find infuriating, but you also understand that they're just robots. They don't mean no harm.
yeah, well. So what you're saying is if I fucking knock out Job, I can give it back to Garon?
No. Don't touch Joe. I'll judge
Yeah,
that.
I said thank you. Thank you. Someone cares about Joe.
Roll that in.
Just
You
let-
can do it.
Just like
yeah,
Okay,
like
so
good luck
15
killing the
like
two
this.
No, I'm
tanks.
not saying kill him, I'm saying knock out.
Same
So
difference,
yeah,
but
make a
yeah,
15 int intelligence check.
I wouldn't be
Like-
killing yet.
All right.
Like
Can I-
both of them
can I
attacking
guide you?
attacking you while
Hang on,
healing
hang on,
each
hang
other.
on.
Too bad we don't have a
Wait.
bar to give me
No,
the
that's
main
15.
Wait, he's gonna help
He's gonna give you
Wait.
Fox's Cunning.
Oh,
Sweet, I need it.
yeah.
I need
Enhance
every
ability,
little
Fox's Cunning.
Who?
Enhance ability, Fox's Cunning.
I have guidance.
On Joe.
Guidance is a cantrip, that's a plus D4.
Yeah.
You could also do like enhance ability, Fox's Cunning.
If I had enhance ability.
You do,
Wow, that's a level 2 transmutation.
yeah.
Wow, imagine if I prepared the right spells. at all.
Imagine if you knew
fucking
anything
face
about being a
white.
druid.
Sorry.
Alright, so what do I add to my roll?
Jesus.
So,
Plus 2. Plus 2.
D4.
Advantage.
I need
yeah,
advantage.
Fox's Cunning would give you advantage.
Alright, come on, Jesus.
And then just plus something else also.
Oh, I made it, dude. I got 18.
That's right, boy.
Just on the roll, so.
I'm just saying
Okay.
words, so.
Alright. So yeah,
I don't
you
even know what's
remember the
going
room
on.
quite well. And who's gonna be like a really smart guy about this? Who's gonna take lead on this burgling operation? With how many of y'all are in the cell now?
But
Six?
can we like teleport
All
on the
60 of
outside
them?
of the
I think it's everyone but Rosalind.
No, Rosalind said she
Yeah,
came
she
out
came.
too.
But I'm picturing like the
I
outside
came
of
out
the jail.
20 minutes later.
Like,
while
none
you
of
were-
the-
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, we're
you,
just next to the chest.
so you all link hands, and let me make a quick luck roll for you guys here.
Are we near the chest?
Wait,
or
did
do I
you
have
make
to look
the intelligence?
I did, I
Yeah,
made
he
it.
made it. He rolled
Fuck,
a he rolled an 18.
yeah.
Right?
Okay, so
I was surprised myself.
you'll got a little bit of bad luck. The two seats on either side of the table, which is above the chest, are occupied. And I'm gonna pee real quick so you guys can meta.
I think we're gonna do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You get one on the
Yeah, I
other.
cast Shield of the Faith.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys can shoot them both in the head, we can just drag a body over with the.
Before, do we get like
So,
a little quick
Rose,
bonus like,
We're,
hey,
we're not in the cell.
But,
Oh, I thought we were in the cell.
Oh, fuck.
Are we outside of the cell?
Who can pick up the chest?
Literally
I
me.
can.
This guy.
Anyone
I
can.
can.
You
too.
pick up the chest.
I have a bag of
Rose and
holding.
I'll lay down covering fire or sword.
dude, there's only
And,
2 guys. Can we just kill these guys?
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
me and him are
I can
gonna
pick
do.
up large items.
Well, I
Yeah.
want to help. These are demons.
We
This
should
is
kill
like
them
my
just
shit.
because they're
I want to
demons.
slay them so
Yeah.
hard.
Just
No.
let them. And if they
So-
can't, then we help.
Are we gonna let the 2 override the 4?
Well,
Well,
we kind of just.
if you don't let me help, I want to kill this demon
You're not
so
gonna kill
good.
them.
Then I'm not
You're not
teleporting you
gonna-
guys back. How about
That's
that?
fine.
How are we gonna
I'll
get
kill
the?
you.
Oh, that's a good
That's
point. Are we gonna?
You have to be ready
Yeah,
to
you know what?
teleport,
You
so
did
they
this.
should-
Yeah, you literally
Shit
need
heel
to
robot.
How are we gonna get the chest without them
You have
noticing?
an amulet now. You
Yeah.
deal with it.
I don't want
Sweetie
to.
doesn't
I
have
just
to
want to kill
We
you.
just
teleport
the
out.
entire deal is
Yeah.
Tar could pick up the chest, everyone could link
Yeah, stop
hands, and
calling
we could
against
leave
people.
once it comes to his turn.
Let's
Or-
kill the
That'd
guards.
be good.
Or the 2 of you
Yeah, I'm
could
killing
be
demons. That's like the
fucking
goodest shit you
right
get.
Bro,
that doesn't get no
against
good in
his
this.
beings.
It could be.
We're in hell right
Just
now, right?
push
So I'm
them.
killing demons.
Yeah.
So
It
the
feels like
so
what
the
your character
meta
wants
is
to
you're
be.
not going to teleport until they're dead.
Yes. Oh,
Is that the meta, Dwight?
What?
Is the meta you're not going to teleport till they're dead?
Because we're gonna
I
kill
really,
them.
yeah, dude. Let's kill some demons. Like, what the
his
heck?
character is stuck on
Are
just
we-
the absolute hatred.
Are we just like
for
not
evil.
gonna kill these
Yeah.
demons, or is that what? Like, it's 2,
I'm right with you.
They're
man.
You said
they're
there's 2 of them?
Yugoloths,
Two.
but
Look like
Okay.
demons to me.
I'm about
Close
to
enough,
calculate
I guess.
how awful it's gonna be for you also.
Oh boy.
You're
If it's looking really rough, maybe we'll stick to the
Random
teleport out
demonic
plan,
jailers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can handle them.
I can fear him if that.
no
helps.
one can accurately
I know.
fucking
I know.
do it but you.
She can
Or,
pick apart
like,
all of
gauge
their
them.
stats.
I
Yeah,
know.
because you're
Yeah,
a
size
fighter.
these guys up.
I'm trying to if you
She
shut
needs a-
up.
Let's just jump one of them, and then we can probably.
An
kill
action
the
or
other.
a full round?
Okay, so we know some basics. Let's roll initiative.
All right. Yes. Finally. Oh man, that was rough.
It's a 23.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I got a 3.
That's a 20.
So even if we wanted
23 is
to,
bad.
we'd have to hit these guys.
I got an 18.
I've got a 23.
So
13.
I think I'd be third.
I'm last.
Okay,
Tom
let me get out
knows
some
me.
scrap paper and then ask you all over again. I kind of wasn't paying attention.
No worries.
And I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not either. Don't worry.
I
Not sorry.
understand. I'm gonna take a leak, but I'm 23.
Do you want to cross
23,
your throw?
that's pretty good. I got
He
you.
likes you.
Tom and I are both 23.
What's my age again?
Yeah, how old are you?
What's my 23?
Yeah,
52.
nobody likes
Nobody likes you when you're
Oh, yeah. I'm
20.
52 now. Quick switch from 25 to 52.
I'm old enough. But
Y'all young woolly scappers don't know anything about
Are you a 52
Okay, so we've got gear
Yeah.
on
called Red Forgeman.
with a
I can
23,
be
Rosslyn
up to
with
like
a
700 or something
23.
ridiculous,
What are you?
but I'm 33.
what are you?
Well,
Nobody
nice.
likes Joe because he's 20.
Maybe I'm 34 by now.
What's your number?
We've been playing this for a year.
What did you roll?
Yob,
13.
13.
13, Job,
3.
3. Okay.
Okay.
14, okay, so we've got
I'm
Brawny.
gonna kill these guys. Yeah, you guys will weaken them just enough so me I can come in and be like, wow!
I can do a
Thor.
Exactly, so you're gonna
Thorgrim.
weaken them real good and I'm
You can
gonna
also
come
call me
in for
Red
like,
anytime.
Yeah.
all I need is one damage.
Alright, Red, what?
I want to attack the one closest to the
You're gonna
chest.
shoot them.
Yeah, but what's your
18.
18? Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna help shit. You're just gonna make it worse. Okay.
How would I make it worse? I've been
With your mouth.
I've been wanting to slay this demon ever since I
With
started.
your mouth.
Yeah,
Do you see how
we've
much
been
it runs?
itching.
What?
Itching to
What are
kill.
you talking about?
Right there.
I've been rolling with the punches for days.
Tar, where was Tar?
13.
13.
You're just
1,
a hater.
2,
Yeah,
3,
black
4,
Jesus.
5.
That's right.
You just
Yeah,
talk too
Seems
much.
alike.
Just a hater.
Get my stats here real quick, like.
But we should all just like focus on one dude until he's down.
And 3
There's
total
an
for
army
you?
of demons outside of this.
Like, plus your initiative?
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
Assuming.
it's gotta be real
Wait.
quick. Execution style.
Yeah.
007.
Bonus.
And not
Just like-
demons, Yugoloths.
You said
But,
3.
but our zealous
Pretty
hatred
sure it's just-
sees them as demons.
Okay.
So
They look like blonde-haired blue.
Okay, well, it's still.
They're
you're
fiends.
gonna be last.
Those
Yeah.
are
It's fine.
I mean,
Yugoloths?
if it makes it different, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have figures for Gith, but not Yugoloths. I don't think they make figures for
I'm
Yugoloths.
pretty sure Trevor has some.
So Yugoloths are like
Oh wait,
rocks.
no, these things are ugly.
Do we
Well,
have?
I have
do we
news
have
for you
Warhammer
guys. I have
demons?
news for you.
Good job. That's way better.
He has
The
news
other
for
ones look
us.
like humans.
Yeah, okay, the bugbears.
So y'all never even
Asshole.
bothered to
What, did you play a bugbear or something?
like take the way of these guys.
Playing the Mary
Fortunately,
Sue
they're
all the
not
time.
Yugoloths.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Unfortunately.
Oh, okay, so
They're not Yugoloths.
they're not Yugoloths.
What are they?
They are. Well, who wants to make a religion or
I do.
intelligence?
Oh,
That's
Religions training?
surprisingly an 11.
Quadeca
Oh, I got a 22.
22
way
for-
better than that, actually.
Okay, so you recognize
26.
these as bone devils.
Oh, sweet.
We have to kill them.
Yeah,
now.
we
We
do.
really gotta kill
There's
They're
them.
no
actual
option.
devils. So.
Oh, we're
yes.
gonna kill
Too bad you guys
So
go
hard.
last.
To
That
find
doesn't
smack
matter.
the
I want to
fuck
be
out
there
of
in
these
spirit.
things.
Okay, let me get a couple of stats
Slay
written
these
down here
demons.
so I don't have to keep looking. Oh, that's nice.
Although skeletons are pretty scary.
Yeah, they're demons.
They're not. They're
Devils, not
actually
demons.
large
No.
fiends.
I don't know.
They're just called bone devils.
Oh,
Bone
oh,
devils
okay.
are lawful evil
And now they're
devils
about to be
from the
lawful
Nine
dead.
Hells.
Oh,
I hate
right.
those things.
Wait, they're already
I
dead.
hate bone
They're gonna be
devils.
extra dead. Double dead.
That's my new hatred list.
I
Bone
hate
devils.
boners.
Bone
Hate
devils.
boners?
What bone?
Satan
Bone.
bones.
I hate
Okay.
Are we at the top of the round? Who's going first?
It's either Rose or I.
Yeah.
What's
So
your
who has
dex?
the highest initiative?
Oh, I have +6. We're
Okay.
both at 23.
Yeah. So we're gonna go on initiative because I think you're +3 dex and you're +3 dex. If I'm not
+6.
You have a +6 dex?
Yeah, because of the alert feat.
I give no shits about the alert feat. You can't go past 20 for naturalness. Like, so your natural dex is plus what?
Okay, so I
Like your
had
actual
I
number.
had a 23. I have a dexterity of +1. That's why I said go by dex, which is her.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your dex modifier?
1.
Okay.
Hang on. How far away am I
So you guys are essentially in a semicircle in the hallway in front of the door.
from them?
So you're kind of all flanking and surrounding them.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
So like find a spot like where are we?
I can see
All
your
right.
cursor. Yeah.
So you see this. We'll pretend these stairs, where they end here at this blue archway. That's the wall.
Okay.
This is the table, and then you guys are here semicircularly, surrounding them.
And they're at a table.
Oh, we're surrounding them?
Table's sideways,
Yeah.
right?
Like if somebody wanted to take force damage, in theory, like your roll was good enough that you wouldn't have taken any force damage, but you could have maybe shunted the table away from the wall and been in a full circle around the table.
We should, at all possibility, including Fink, be adjacent to each other.
Yeah. Oh, is Sphinx supposed to be that plushy?
Yeah,
Awesome.
it is medium sized. So.
It's only taking up the center square.
so in theory,
Yeah, like any cone or line
That's awesome.
type attack without
Have a
spell
special
shaping would
Okay.
hit your friends that are not to your left or right, but anything in front of you would get hit for 30 feet, I think.
who's in front of me is not the cleric.
That would be me and the cleric,
Well, fuck.
potentially, depending on how you want to
I'd
do
rather
that.
just hit the cleric.
Man, you hate me so much.
I don't want to. So I'm gonna strike the guy that's directly in front of me for 5 of my attacks.
Okay, so you're using an action
I'm
surge.
using an action surge, my bonus action, and my action.
Okie dokie. Where's Rosalind so I can keep track of who's closest to her? She's got the flaming sword.
Mhm.
She's farthest away from me.
Mhm.
Okay, she's hitting the one directly in front of her, which is in front of
Oh,
me.
That guy.
Yeah.
That one, not that one.
Yeah, so we're gonna call him L and the other guy's gonna be R.
Yep.
And they have the same initiative.
so I got 3 of them naturally, and I have
Natural what?
14 plus 7,
Yeah, that's a hit.
and then I
21.
had 11 plus 7, and 18 plus
18.
7.
11 plus 7 does not hit.
11
18
plus
doesn't
7.
hit?
18 does not hit.
Okay.
Then I got a 12 plus 7, which is
19. That hits.
Okay. And then I have an 18 again.
Okay.
That's a lot of attacks.
18 does not hit.
Yeah, so I got 3 hits.
Oh, I wish I had a picture here to show you. Let's see if it'll load. I'm not sorry. Yeah, but
Do you need a monster manual?
no.
Right here. Oh, this is
No, I'm just trying to get you guys like a picture that I can find
Because
pretty
we got
easy.
3
It's-
up
Yeah.
here. And no matter what you're talking about, I can get there really fucking
I
quick.
hit altogether for 27 on that one.
27 points on that one dude. Like, it hurt,
So I
but he
see
didn't really care so much.
he's level 2.
Gear on,
spell
you're up.
on that dummy. You're up, Bill.
Yeah, so bonus action to make Fink attack the guy right there.
Okay. He is not flanking, unfortunately. That's too bad.
No, sadly, 18.
18's a miss.
18 is a miss. And then Garon with powder weapons expert to not take disadvantage on close quarters combat with a rifle. Lays 2 rounds into the one that Rosalind just tried to hit. Oh, fuck. That is a 19 and a nat 1
Why the disadvantage? Oh,
It's
not
not.
disadvantage.
It's two
shots.
attacks.
Two shots.
19.
Okay,
and
so
a nat
yeah, you hit with the 19.
That is 7 plus 6 for 13 magical piercing damage.
13 magical piercing damage. You hit him, and he takes it like a champ.
And the nat 1, do you need me to confirm anything?
Do you have a misfire or anything like that that happens on a nat 1 with your powder weapon?
No.
That's unfortunate for
And
me.
it
That'd
is
be entertaining.
magical. Magical and magically reloading. So, like,
Yeah. So that's a bone double.
I shoot, and another fucking musket round just goes in, bro.
That
It's
is
just
the
there.
epitome of like, death.
I'm gonna smash that.
To die.
Freaking I think I'm after
So,
you.
did I just get off scot-free?
You got off scot-free with your thing, but I might come up with something bad that happens if you
Alright,
do that.
so
regularly.
check it out. I still have a move phase, so I'm gonna go ahead and move. I'm over 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Does he have a threat range of over 5 feet?
That's a good
As in,
question.
does he have reach of some sort,
looking
or
for his
halberd,
reach.
or this or that?
Skills, saving throws, resistances, immunities, senses. No. If you're over 5 feet away, you're scot-free.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
Okay.
And whoever's next.
Okay, so next is Red, who's bodying, so I'm gonna. Yeah.
We'll be back quite shortly. Like right now.
Wow.
Sure.
Gonna celebrate.
Red, you're up.
Yeah, you bet. So the guy I'm closest to next to the alligator.
Okay. That brings you into flanking technically with Tar, so any attacks you make are going to be at advantage if they're melee.
You bet. So then I'll start with my first volley. Advantage means
Roll 2, take the highest.
okay. Just make sure. So I got a 25.
That hits.
I'm gonna roll for a second real quick.
Yeah.
I got another. Wait. I got a 24.
Hits.
Okay, so first one will be a normal D8 for. So I got 9. 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 is
Okay.
9.
So
But then my second will be the Divine Smite of a proper
Sure.
3rd level, which is
We'll aim to right my left.
the damage plus 2d8 for 2nd level. And then, or that's first. Second will be 3d8. Fourth will be a 4th d8. Alright, so yeah, a proper level 3 Divine Smite coming towards this unholy being that needs to be absolutely vanquished from this earth. Even if it's not my earth.
yeah.
So we got 10, 16,
Check yourself.
23, 24 plus 5, 29 damage.
29 damage.
Level 3 Smite coming their way.
Good.
And then Divine helps that.
Yeah, that definitely helps. So yeah, that's the thing.
That's the one
Red,
for
it is
me.
now Brawny's turn. Brawny.
Toasted.
Plus
I don't know if
maybe a
fire's
coaster.
gonna do very
I don't
much.
know what happened
Oh.
there.
That's really good thinking.
You're using your intellect there. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll just use shell touch on the closest one too.
Okay.
It's not a challenge rating for none of these guys.
Ice.
9.
Of one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been tossing those back.
That'll
Solid
fuck
arsenal.
around.
Well, and one of these destroyed and dead. That's enough.
Yeah, no.
just glad I got to smite something.
So chill touch. You roll a ranged spell attack,
19.
and here's the facts. If you don't roll a 19 or higher, you're not gonna hit.
This is just rolled.
19. Okay, fantastic. You hit. So you roll damage, which is 2d8, I believe.
Unless you want to pump it all.
I can't pump it up as a cantrip. It's a 2d8 damage on a cantrip. Yeah.
I mean, that's comfy, but you using a cantrip?
Is
You
what
have a
she's
whole
what she's
ritual.
got currently.
Fire damage is.
Okay.
Where the fuck are they? Think about it.
You use spell shaping. You have 10 sorcery points. How many damage on your 2d8?
8.
Plus what? 4?
No, there's no
it's
plus.
just 8.
No intellect?
No. And you're going for the one, so you're the short gray?
Yep.
Okay, and the one closest to you is, yeah.
What's the initiative of the enemy?
So it goes Brawny Tar, them.
Okay, well,
Speaking of which,
you do have a -2, so.
I got an 18 though.
Oh, fuck. It is kind of unfortunate.
Just lucky.
Yeah.
Also, someone new.
Alright, so there's starting to look like there's some damage on the one closest to Brawny and Rosslyn.
To fuck things up when things attack adjacent
I'm
things.
probably not gonna throw myself in front of your ally.
Yeah, you got to call your
Well,
abilities. I can't
here's the
memorize
thing,
everybody's
if something
abilities.
attacks you, or
In 10
Charlie,
rounds,
my
she'll get to know
alligator
2
will
stats.
Oh, that's
Okay.
better.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
10, like,
well,
individual.
jumping away by making a
Yeah,
counter
A minute.
attack.
Oh, okay, that's
No,
good.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
jumping away. It'll
Alright,
just
so we are at Tar. Tar, you are up.
Maybe I'll protect you.
How far away is the...
Job, you'll be on deck after the guys go.
He has 15
Okay, what about you now?
how far away is the box?
The box is under the table. So
Oh, it's
you
right.
could
Okay.
you could in thery bend
Special
over and
bad
grab
guys.
it.
But these guys aren't going to leave, so I would waste my action.
As long as you kill me.
I am going to...
Man, Arian would be useful against these guys right
He would be, but you know, he got himself into a shit mess as he shit hit the bed
Our boy got a rest.
Yeah.
and shat bed.
Sleepy time.
We'll make it right. We'll get
Mistakes,
his gear back.
mistakes were made.
Twice.
Mistakes were made.
We'll get his gear
2
back.
times, Arian. 2 times.
Mistakes were made. Shit was talked.
I did tell a random other Arcanoloth about what was happening here.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Um,
that's probably why we have extra roads here.
That
I'm
could
going
cause
to
a thing,
cast
but-
Lightning Bolt.
So worry about it.
So that's linear.
We have a war.
I accept.
desert
It's
folk
5 feet wide though.
and
Bear that in mind.
halfling
Yeah,
rebellion.
okay.
So not hitting our homies, hitting both of these
Okay.
ditches.
Just dragging down the
That way?
streets.
Yeah, I'll take it. I accept.
Alright.
Lightning Bolt. So I crush a piece of crystal in my hand.
Dex saving
and
throws.
Toss a Lightning Bolt. It's a Dex saving throw.
Okay, so gold. I'm gonna have a guy witness. Gold is the guy on the left in front of Rosslyn. The other silver is the guy closest to Tar.
Rare holds up the DM screen.
Those are both cocked. Where am I gonna put
He
it?
does
I got.
too.
They're cocked.
Yeah,
Both
no,
are
man.
cocked,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna.
Swear witness.
I suppose my point was that if the DM screen was up, you just need to make noise.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up.
But
But it's fun to roll if the dice would stay.
Just let us
Throw everything else around.
I rolled some dice.
2.
Bumping me.
No, honest, I was honest.
So
like
much fun.
90% of the time, at least.
Says the liar.
Yeah.
18. Okay, so gold makes a save of 18, which is the guy on the left.
Is that against?
Against whatever your
I mean, like,
your
half of the play that
your
you
shiz
does
band
with
is
Gandhi,
17.
which is like
17.
So one makes it.
one makes it, the other fails. What's the damage?
So if the guy that passed will take half of this.
Okay.
10, 18, 20, 29, 32.
32 divided by 2 is 16.
And if there's any flammable objects, they are ignited.
If they're not worn.
Oh yeah, if they're not being worn or carried. So the table?
I got some whiskey on me.
You just throw it on there.
Don't know.
You-
The box we're here for is under that table.
Oh, alright, we're good.
All he needs is a sun.
So, I should
So the one
dispel
closest to
magic.
Tar is looking hurt, and the other one is looking pretty hurt.
That was a pretty solid spell. Glad I didn't leave home without that. Like 8d6? Okay, hello.
Yeah, it's the same as Fireball.
Can I get a level 3 spell check?
You can. Alright, that brings us to the Bone Devils, who are going to share AC. They have all kinds of cool abilities. So, first off, we're going to go with... we're going to go with Sting Attack. Oh, and they have a reach of 10 feet. Oops. Oh well, that's my bad for not knowing.
I wish.
I should have read the whole
I
thing.
specifically asked.
I know. I should have read the whole thing.
Do you want to take
No,
that?
nope, nope.
Oh, okay.
You. It's my bad. It's like you're bad for not remembering your abilities if you fail to bring up your abilities. I can't, I can't kill myself for you.
Can you hand me that lid I threw at you?
Alright, so
Is
the
that
Bone
what made
Devil
the
on the
ringing
left, who is
sound?
looking pretty fudged up, is going to make a
This one.
multi-attack against Rosalind, who has wrought havoc in damages against it. So 2
Nice.
claw attacks and 1 sting attack is how that's going to go down. Alright.
Gee.
Miss. Miss. That's a hit, though. That's a 26 to hit.
That was on me.
No, to Rosalind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's the sting attack, because it goes claw, claw,
Number
sting.
17.
Alright. And the sting attack. 2d8 plus 4 piercing damage plus poison after the
I'm
fact,
not affected by poison,
because you're stupid
dragon.
poison dragon.
so you can fuck off with that.
Keep your stupid poison dragon.
Yeah, well, maybe you should make a better choice next time.
The
Ian.
fucking green dragon.
Good choice.
I have
Of all
another.
Should have gone
things.
with a cleric, but you know.
I got
Yeah, you should have seen it when I'm hitting you in
Yeah,
front.
see, if you look real close, she's actually green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it to where I'm green.
It's dope.
My shit matches don't.
Somewhere I have a bunch
For
of
those
metal
viewing
d8s,
at
but I
home,
don't know where
For
they
the
are.
next 5
I
seconds.
got one.
How many
That's
D8s
fine.
Just.
Because I'm kind of hoarding them over here. I got like at least 8 D8s probably. I have exactly 8.
Pro painted.
I'm supposed to have.
No,
I'll
but
just roll 2 more d4s.
I got like
decently
9 D8s.
painted.
So I want my metal
Well,
ones.
thank you.
I got
Will
it.
thought of wishing it with the
Where?
wet paint and
The-
red.
the-
Oh, that's good. We got an 8 plus
These are
6
different
plus
levels, like-
4.
No, I was trolling her because her whole
So
model's
that's
covered in blood.
18.
23.
I painted the whole model red.
You've been
And then 5d6.
Well, it's an orc.
Is going to be the poison damage.
I can't do that.
Oh yeah.
Not affected. You
I
can't
will
do
try
that.
Witch elves.
That makes me
I
sad.
told you you couldn't do that at the beginning.
I still want to do it.
Too bad.
Alright, so yeah,
There are
you're.
like 5 different models.
You
for
take,
Sorry.
you take your 17 damage. Now the next Bone Devil. And who has dealt the most damage to that Bone Devil? You have?
29 damage.
I mentally dealt a bunch of damage.
Okay,
haven't
we're
done
going
any
for
of that
we're
shit.
going
I
for
haven't done it.
Yeah, you're not adjacent. Wait, who are you attacking? Because
Uh,
I have responses if you're attacking him or him.
I'm attacking red.
Okay, so before the attack is made, Fink has a counter action to
So
make.
like a reaction.
Yeah, it is a reaction, actually.
Okay.
So that is the defensive pounce. Enemy within 5 feet attacks an ally. I get,
17
well, actually, I give that enemy disadvantage.
Okay. So if it attacks at disadvantage.
Dope.
sounds like not fun.
Yep. Fink.
That's fine.
Badass. Utility.
D8. D8.
See, he's not scared to roll in front of us.
Yeah,
No.
well, it's fun. That's why.
You would, David.
Oh.
Okay, so we got double 13s plus 8.
21s.
So any of those hit?
Yeah, they both do.
Okay, so that's one hit. That's how that goes.
Because I was a disadvantage.
And
Just
then
like a single attack.
so I got a natural 18. I'm gonna roll another one to go along with
For your
it.
disadvantage.
So and then that's a 10 plus 8 is 18. So miss.
Yeah.
All right,
So
and
one
then so we're doing the
Welcome.
multi attack.
Oh no.
So I roll another 2 times. Double 3s, or is that an 8? Okay, so a 3 and an 8. So
Wow.
that's 2 misses and a hit. The one that I just did would be the sting. So you're getting a claw attack. Claw attack is 1d8 plus 8.
Okay, good luck with that.
So that's 8 plus 8 is 16 damage.
Alright, I'll take 13 damage.
All right.
Is it
What?
halved or
Like
is
No,
it
he's a
Minus
heavy
3.
armor master. All right, so that will
You're
end
both
the bone
heavy armor
devils.
masters. The double tank build. Okay.
So yeah, that's that. But right before they end their turn, right before they end their turn, they're gonna do a special little
Double
thing that they
support.
have.
Double DPS.
I'm a fighter and a healer.
Dude, I'm a fighter. I'm a tank and a healer.
I'm a,
Tank healer.
I'm a
Yeah, like I
loose
said,
cannon.
tank, support, DPS.
Talk about balance. Broken.
I'm a support.
So
Sure, I can.
You're the multi-tool.
the right
I'm
before
a
they
legendary.
end their turn, the Bone Devils
I'm-
are going to
I'm
do kind of like
Mithril.
a high tower, like Knight of the Roxbury, like kind of dance move at each other, and they're gonna cast a magical darkness around themselves.
Oh shit.
I
What's
just
that
watched
do?
NGN.
It makes a
It
magical
makes
darkness
darkness.
around themselves.
Is it doing necrotic damage?
It is a magical darkness around themselves.
I just have a quick question.
Yo,
Do you have a
Out
counter
of
spell?
character, can I
Dispel
see
magic.
through that because I do
Oh, I have
have
dispel
night,
magic.
I can see
it's
through
it's magical darkness.
Have you already
it. I
taken
don't
your turn?
understand it.
Magical darkness? Like unless you have the ability
I'm
to
top
see
of the
in
initiative
magical
after
darkness,
Roslyn's.
which would be listed as can see in magical. Like so,
If you want to
theirs
set it up
is
for the rest of us, that's probably the way.
like
Yeah.
here's devil sight. Magical darkness doesn't impede the devil's dark vision.
Okay. That's all I
So-
needed to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So devil sight.
Somebody cast one.
Tom's gonna get
When it comes to your initiative, you should delay until after mine.
Okay, so it is
which
now
technically
Yob's
the
turn.
same as
Yob.
yours.
Job.
Got you. Yob.
I'll
Just
snuff
hold your
it for you.
So, Spirit Guardians? Is that like, so it says when they enter?
Yeah. So when they enter, you roll damage, and then
So,
at
but
the
if they're already
end of-
going to be in it, like they take
So-
damage on
so
my
first-
turn or at the
first
beginning of their
turn-
turn?
So when you cast it, they take damage, and then
And it says on their
when
turn.
they end their turn in it, they take damage again.
Says it starts their
Oh, start their turn. Okay, so yeah, so they take damage now, and then they take damage at the beginning of the
And
turn.
it starts its turn. Okay, so when I cast it, it'll do damage then?
Indubitably.
Okay, I
Yeah,
want to
I wouldn't
cast.
take that from you,
I want to cast.
because they might leave.
Spirit Guardians
Okay.
in a 15 radius on the center. I don't know.
Yeah, and they're
It won't
friendly
affect-
to,
it won't
yeah, they're
affect my
friendly.
teammates,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
friendly to you and your people.
Yeah.
What do your spirit guardians look like?
They look like angels, angelic. They're angelic.
Okay. How many do you get at what CR, or how do they like? Because they.
Just
They're
says
a bunch
D12
of
force
faggy
spirits
little
protect you. They
cherubs.
flit around to a distance of
Okay,
15
so
feet.
yeah,
You're good.
like that.
it's a 15-foot radius
Around him or around target?
around
Like the center of
the center of the
two
area.
guys or whatnot. Where like the guys are then like closest to the center.
So that's 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5.
That's nice.
You know, so her feet.
So am I inside the darkness?
So everybody's inside the magical darkness.
And everybody's inside the
Magical
sphere.
darkness is a 20-foot radius or 40-foot sphere. So.
So wait, can I not see them right now then?
You can't, but you would know
Fink is
because you haven't moved and they
You,
haven't
you
moved.
put the dice
Oh,
in
okay.
big.
Okay, and then
the fucking dolphin.
It's not a
It's kind of a rapey dolphin.
That's pretty bad.
so they make a
I
wisdom
I feel
save
like
throw,
that's
and on a failed
redundant.
save
They're
throw, they
like-
It's kind of a dolphin.
Dolphins are rapey. That's
Okay,
dolphins.
so this blue one is the one that's closest to Roslyn. That's a natural 9. What's the saving throw? It's wisdom, you said? Oh, that's good.
For that, oh, that's right.
Yeah, because that's it's a 15. Does that save?
My wisdom, I think it's 16.
16. Okay, so that's a fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got great news for you. A 23 for the one closest to Tar.
So
Oh.
he makes it.
Okay, so half damage for
Half
one.
damage for one, yeah. And I got 13.
Fan fudging test.
Did you move
And half
adjacent
that
to
for
the
the other one.
Dwight? Are you casting something, or did you move adjacent to them?
I haven't moved, no. Should I?
Are you hitting?
No,
What'd you do?
that's what Spirit Guardians does.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Okay, so that's your action. You have a bonus action and movement if you choose.
For my bonus action, I use my faith, shield faith.
Shield of Faith.
Shield of Faith to give me +2 AC.
24 AC.
Yeah, 24 AC.
Okay, and that's a spell or
Bonus action.
bonus
It
action?
is a spell, but it's bonus
Okay.
action.
It's fine, just
And can I position myself closer to those
Oh,
guys?
what level
You're
spell
like
is
5
that?
feet away from each
One.
other.
Okay, that's lower than your.
Yeah, you could take a 5-foot step to get in the threat range of both.
Is it possible I can call them both little pussy faggots and they should suck on these?
That's
nipples?
it. Yeah, you kind of get cut off in the middle of it,
Alright,
and
cool.
then Roslyn gets crazy with it. I'm sure.
I'm actually going to avoid my turn for the moment.
You can hold an action, and what's your trigger going to be?
You can see them. 'cause you can't
Yeah,
see
when
them.
I can see them. However,
You can attack at disadvantage.
I'm not attacking at disadvantage.
I know in 3.5 you could just delay initiative.
Yeah.
So
until-
yeah, her trigger
until
is going to be when she can
specifically-
see it.
So
However-
after I do something,
Yeah, I'm already delaying.
So she's already said her trigger is going to be being able to see.
Yeah.
So you're only going to get your action attack and bonus action attack because you're holding your turn.
I also get
Because it
another
takes your reaction to trigger. So
Something you can't say no to
No,
on this. That would be the next.
He's
thing.
saying as a reaction, that's what you get to do.
so your reaction triggers your turn, and then you use your action and bonus action to attack. So you get 2 attacks because you're holding your turn because you don't want to attack
Yeah.
at disadvantage.
Is a battle master ability that takes 10 rounds
Yeah,
to
that's-
observe considered like an
That's
action?
just natural. That's
Oh.
like it's
So that
like
doesn't-
I've driven around this block 10 times. I know that the lady who's over there is actually a mannequin.
Yeah.
Because you've driven around the block 10 times. You just know it's like, oh, that's not real. Okay, Giron, your turn.
the mofo in front of Roslyn.
Yep.
That is darkened, whatever, this and that.
He's kind of more fudged up than the other one, and they kind of together
But
cast
the
darkness.
darkness dispel magic.
Okay.
I cast that.
What's the challenge?
What
for
level? Okay. So if it's over level 3 spell, I have to roll. If not,
Okay.
it's dispel.
It's a straight up level 3 spell, so
So it's dispel.
dispelled. Okay.
Level
No,
3.
no
Bye.
roll off, nothing.
No
Okay.
roll off. It's by
Level 3 or
Felicia.
lower.
Okay.
By level 3.
Okay, so Roslyn's reaction is triggered, and we'll get back to your turn. So your action is to cast a
But-
spell.
That was my action. My bonus action, Fink is going to attack this bitch ass in front of him.
Fink's the green dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
not
is
quite
a
flanking.
22.
That hits.
Nice.
Rare. Okay. Oh, you stole my D8.
Throw a D8 at him.
I gave you guys a pile of D8s.
That is 8 plus 4. 12. 12 magical piercing on this guy.
We got like 10 D8s over here.
That's cool. It's, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's looking like he's like bloodied now. Like he's looking pretty fucked up too.
Okay.
All right,
And
Rosalind,
I have a
your
move.
reaction has
Wait,
been-
I have a move.
Yeah, he's got
Stop the
things.
shit.
Let me take
5,
my
10,
seven
15, 20.
things. Let me do my 7 things on my turn.
Okay, I go over here.
Backing up.
Fuck you, dolphin.
Dolphin.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, before I do any
You
action
do all the
for bonus
things.
action, I want to
You
know their
purposely
strength.
facing
And I
Have we
wanna know
been
their
10
armor.
rounds?
Yes, now we have.
Okay. So you want to know their strength and
And their
what?
armor.
Yeah.
So the AC is 19, which you could have guessed because a lot of
Yeah.
18s missed and 19s hit. And then both of their strength, because they are identical, is +4, 18 total.
Okay,
Take a 5-foot step and take advantage on your attacks.
I was going to. So I'm gonna take my 5 foot up. Thank you.
Still within threat range, so never gets an attack of opportunity.
That's true.
Meta. Caw. Seagull says.
And then I'm gonna
I
swing
feel like
at
that
it.
hasn't been
Yeah,
cool.
add-
Add
so-
advantage.
Advantage. So each attack you're rolling 2d20.
Yeah, so what's the highest out of those two?
13 plus 7.
Okay, that's 20 hits, yep.
13
We're
plus
gonna
7.
bone these boner devils
Has
to
advantage.
I know,
bones.
they both got 20.
You get a crit.
Has advantage. So you
Yeah, so roll again for your last one.
You get a crit.
They
And
both
one of
got
those is a
20.
D10. Okay, cool. So 20 hits.
2, 4, 6, 12, 15, 16 for the guy in front of me.
Okay, so you bring down both your magical swords, and you quickly sever one arm off of this bone devil, and then bring the other one across and decapitate it. And the sickly black ichor begins to seep out of its neck stump onto the ground.
Nice.
Before we go any further, I probably should have asked you this beforehand. So it says that adamantine, the sword that I have, ignores item hardness up to 20.
Yeah. So the
He's
magical
not an item.
the magical
Oh, yeah.
about this has nothing to do with these guys, but just some meta nonsense. Is these guys have resistance to like non-magical attacks, so
Yes.
you would not have been dealing the damage if you didn't have +1 swords. So,
Okay.
and that adamantine sword is a +1 adamantine sword. So.
I think it's my turn to start
And we're
striking the
like,
thing in front of
we're
me.
all throwing
Yeah.
magical damage at these pretty
Yeah.
much at this point, so because we're level 10.
Yeah.
So that was my turn, guys.
Alright.
So it is now Red's turn.
Alright. So nobody moved. It went dark, but I wanna.
So it's not dark anymore.
I did so
Not
much
anymore?
damage.
It's not
I
dark
only
anymore,
dispelled
and and one is dead. Like
I
so.
only dispelled the one that's dead currently,
Okay.
if that matters.
Sorry. I'll kill this next one.
So they cast it together, but it was like a single, like it was a combined ability.
Okay.
It's like you know the cheerleaders can only mesmerize you if there's more than one of them. Otherwise, it's just a skank in a short skirt.
So
skirts.
Not all of them, though, Jimbo.
I'm gonna use Hunter's Mark. on
Yes,
the-
but
on
together
this
they're
one.
cheerleaders. Separately, they're skanks in short skirts.
We're all equally bitches.
What?
How about we not talk about cheerleaders?
So, alright, I mark this survivor for prey, and I go ahead and start swinging at it.
So you're doing like your hunter's mark type thing
Yeah, that's what it
on
is.
him. Okay,
Hunter's
it's a
mark.
bonus action.
Bonus action.
Okay,
Get my
and
2 attacks.
then you
in.
do your attack.
Alright.
So you just get attack because you use your bonus action for the hunter's mark.
Alright.
Go for
I
it.
have 2 attacks, yeah.
Are you flanking with anybody?
Technically, no.
Flanking with a
You're not
alligator.
flanking.
You know
What
what?
about the alligator?
No, I'm here,
No,
you're
I think
here,
they're-
and she's over here, so not
Have
close
to-
enough
Okay,
to cause
cool.
the
Okay,
flank
Alright.
bonus.
So 2 attacks. 19 AC. Go for it.
So I got a
That's a nat 20 on
I
one.
got an 8.
Okay, so re-roll the one that's not your nat 20. Roll
I got
by
an 8. Okay, so I got a 29 and an 18. So reroll a non.
Re-roll the non.
2. Even worse.
Okay, so that's fine because we can just use your first 2 rolls. So that's a confirmed crit, and now your second misses. Yeah?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
good with
yeah.
that?
1 miss, 1 hit, and
All right. So you get to roll double your damage dice because it's on your nat 20.
What?
Okay. I'm gonna divine smite on top of that, so I'll do the
He
double
fudged
damage
a few
first.
things.
Or I'll just add an extra D8. All right.
So your divine smite, you double the dice on that, and then your D8 for your sword, you double the dice on that.
Oh,
Yeah. So you're gonna need how many D8s now?
12.
12.
I got
Yeah.
some D8s for you.
And make sure
Yeah.
you keep track of your spell slots.
Hand them over. This is my last 3rd level spell.
All right.
All right. So let's see. 4.
6.
Here's 12. I got 12. Thank you. These are beautiful dice. Beautiful dice. I love them. But let me just go ahead and roll 12 dice here.
Yeah.
That's not what would happen, but go ahead.
You roll double your damage dice.
Double the damage on the base weapon.
Yeah, but divine smite is also part of the base attack.
It's not part of the weapon itself.
You
Whatever.
add it-
Roll
you
your
add it-
roll
It's like
your
it's
12
like do you
dice.
okay
Yeah,
question
whatever.
DM question. Critical strike on a rogue's sneak attack. You double the dice on that. True or false?
On whatever the weapon was, not on the sneak attack.
I've always had it.
Critical is always on the weapon, not on everything added to it.
It's not on the. So I've always done it double on the dice. So any dice rolled.
That's not the rules, but you're the DM. Do your thing.
Yeah. Let's see how many hit points you can
I'm
get
gonna
on that.
absolutely
Kill me that
You're
wreck
on
this
kill
bone
away.
demon.
Yeah. Let's see.
About to get had, Farquad.
Why does every girl have the park one?
So we said we got 12,
Just group it in
19,
tens.
21, 25, 27, 31, 34, 41, 44, 51.
51.
Hell yeah.
It hurt. He's still up though.
What? Yeah.
51 plus.
Oh yeah, you got a
Oh,
plus
plus 4. Or sorry, 5. So
51
yeah.
plus 5, so 56.
55, yeah.
56. 51 plus
56.
56.
Oh shit, I'm done. Hell
That's
yeah.
okay.
56.
Thank God he's pretty.
Pretty rosy. Not jelly
Okay.
His name is Red.
It shows.
Balding and angry.
No, by that your face
they're-
is red.
Take this, you dumbass.
Clobbers in for 51. That would kill Arian. Just one hit dead.
Mind you, if it's over 50% or 50% or over of their maximum health, they have to make a Constitution saving throw or die.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He was already below half. It was more than half, but no, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
You can get that
That's
massive
rules,
damage.
but-
Yeah, you can get massive damage like that, but I'm not going to have him just die because you hit
Doesn't
him.
like following the
Maybe we
rules.
could.
I don't like rules.
He is God. I don't care.
Yeah.
You
Like,
just
Yeah.
do you want to be able to do 51 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you want to, then, you know.
Don't ruin this time.
And then do you want to die? Do you want to die when I hit you for more than half of your damage in one go?
If you do that,
Please.
like, yeah.
I could do that. I would do that.
If you deal over, or if you deal 46 or more damage to me,
Dude,
somehow
you have over 60, 80 health.
I have
He's
91.
a fucking robot. Like, have you not realized that he's trying to break the game?
Yeah,
What?
the game's.
You're trying to break the game.
I want that
too,
much
so-
health.
How
I
much
have
health do you have?
66. Like 33 damage would kill
What?
me.
I have
Yeah.
18
That's retarded.
times.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's retarded.
And then you get to
My
double
constitution's
One.
double your dice for your
Damn.
sneak attacks and whatnot.
Good thing I
Because
have a
that's-
lot of AC.
So that's
There you go.
at least 20 less,
Kinda
so that
balances
makes
out.
sense.
What's your-
Actually, you rolled good if you have 70 something. And I have
Okay,
91.
that's it
I rolled
for
pretty
red.
good.
It's Bronny's turn.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's looking pretty fudged up.
You should
Standing his
do
ground.
something.
That
Protecting.
seems like a good crit from an.
It's Brawny's turn.
You should heal up his allies so we can kill it again.
We get death saving throws, but it's still.
No?
No, I'm just gonna chill touch him again.
I just really
I
want to
really
kill
don't wanna
those.
throw a fireball with
I
this
really
thing
wanna
going
kill
on.
You are a sorcerer.
I
Yeah.
could, but
You can manipulate it.
One spell point.
Literally.
Yeah,
but
so
he might be able to fire.
just since we're having some meta fun, just before you even start your turn, make an intelligence check, just for shits and giggles.
Do you want to burn the chest? Maybe.
She could choose not to burn that. Any 5-foot square.
Where is it? Somewhere.
Intelligence.
That's a
Just
valid
it's a one of your bigger
Oh, I
things
see it.
also.
Yeah, it's 12.
12? Yeah, so yeah, things that live in hell usually are pretty okay with fire and hot temperatures also.
You don't have any.
Chill type.
Nice.
Iceball,
Yeah.
chain lightning, yada yada, whatever.
Yeah.
Not fire.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
That's what she was saying, yeah.
You're
I
fine.
forgot
Go
that
for
I'm
it.
not. I'm
I mean,
not
you have
even-
Yeah,
infinite
that's not gonna
cantrips,
hit. I rolled a
so.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. So Brawny missed. It is now Tar's turn.
No, I already did one of those. I think I'm just gonna.
Please don't fuck.
I cast Shillelagh.
He's already dying.
I turn my walking
You have
stick into a club.
advantage because of your current position
Yeah.
if you attack.
It also takes 3d8 on its turn.
So I move behind him. And I draw my
For
scimitar.
my guardian
I
spirits.
just kind of poke him.
Poke him with what?
Scimitar +1.
Okay.
Advantage.
Oh. Advantage is good. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Oh, you want me to
Confirm.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You rolled 2 dice.
You
You, got a
sit
20
down.
on one of them.
Okay, so does he double it?
You sit
Yeah.
down.
Take it.
You
Get out of
double
here.
it? Does he double it?
So yeah, roll double your
It's
damage
on
dice.
his
He's rolling at advantage. He rolled a 20 and another dice. True or false?
18. Oh wait, +1 on each, so 20.
So it's not +1 on each. It's
Oh,
so you
+1
got
in general, 19.
yeah. It's you're not doubling your modifiers. You're doubling your dice.
Okay, so 10 plus 5. 15.
Okay. Keck.
Not bad. 70 damage total.
And I just kind of poke him with the scimitar. I don't want to waste a spell slot on this. I don't know what we're going to come back into next week, you know. Could be
You're
hairier.
gonna get your shit together.
My
That's
shit
what you're
is,
gonna do.
my shit is all together.
No, it's not.
Okay.
At
My
20,
shit's
yeah.
so good because I have like no shit.
Your shit's not
Dude,
together
I
at
got
all.
it. Dude, I don't have any shit, so it's not. It's all
Uh,
together.
all right.
Well,
it
it's
is
all
the Bone
together.
Devil's turn.
Wait, so they
He's
take 8, 6. What's 8 plus 6?
dead.
15.
Dead.
15 damage.
Dead. So the angelic kind of spiritual guardians.
in your face.
So did I. It's okay. We both did it.
Do.
So do the cherubs have like arrows? Is that what that
How
means?
about we not
So
discuss this?
you remember like the spiritual guardians that came out of the ark, those but friendly looking.
They're
Who-
angelic looking.
So who's next in initiative? After
that'd be
Bone
Job.
Devil?
Joe.
After the Bone Devil.
Do you grab the chest?
He can't.
I've-
He
You can't grab the
What?
chest.
Just
Why?
attacked.
He just used his action.
I
Oh
didn't-
no,
No,
he didn't
no,
do shit.
that
That was
was
his
his
guardians.
spell
Yeah, it's your
on
turn.
the
Yes,
thing.
you can use your action to grab the chest.
Grab the chest.
He's medium.
Yeah.
He's medium.
Okay, everyone.
Let's all hold
You gotta
hands
get closer.
here
Job.
on the subway.
Alright. Wait,
Oh,
can I get that, like,
Yeah.
boost in,
No,
my-
you were already next to my alligator. Just touch
Can
the
you get that
alligator.
boost again? Can
No,
Joe
can I
get
get a-
that boost
Can
again?
I get that boost in my roll?
Oh, yes, I cast guidance. +4.
Come on.
Plus D4.
Oh, that's a cantrip. That's a pretty comfy cantrip.
Oh, I got
Plus D4.
16.
Plus the B4.
It's only-
That
Plus
you
D4.
only need a
I only needed
15.
15.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
I
you
got,
go.
I got 18 technically.
Straight back to Tamdale. Right?
All right.
Yeah.
That's where you wanted to go?
I wanted to go to a human planet.
Yeah.
That's Tom and Dale.
Alright, Tom and Dale then.
That's the name of our little
Fort Kick-Ass.
Well, you know,
it's
as
Kick-Ass.
long
We're
as
not
there's
Tom
It's
and
humans.
way in the middle of the woods with only people who love us.
Alright, just as long as it's on a human
Yeah,
planet
the only place where people love us.
where there's humans, right?
Yeah.
You want to go
It's
to
the same
human-
planet
Like,
you were born in.
the singular place on the material plane where people like
She'll eat
us.
crackers.
and there's humans there. And
It's when you
around.
were born.
Humans and
He was not born in
halflings
Tom
and
and Dale.
Not in
dwarf.
Tomendale, but on
And
that
some other
peninsula.
weird things.
But
yeah.
mostly
Name
humans,
that.
right?
Mostly-
Alright,
Yeah.
we're going there!
The entire
To
land.
Tom
It's the
Dale.
only plane where humans are native.
That's when we Kick-Ass.
Is that a play on word for like Chippendale?
No,
No,
it's
Tom wanted
Tom
to
and
go
Dale means
with
forest
him.
town.
Tommen is German for forest, and Dale is
It's Forest
Irish
Town.
for town. So, yeah.
It's Forest Town.
Forest Town.
Tomendale.
Because
Cool.
Fort Kick-Ass seemed a little inappropriate.
Let's
And
go
now I
Kick-Ass in my
Open the
eyes.
chest.
Yeah.
So it's locked.
I am going to mix that with
I
my...
smash the lock with my
No, you're not.
with my
No,
warhammer.
you're not.
Waka-ga!
I'm gonna use the chime.
Wakato.
Okay,
You have
time
a
of opening.
magic
So
item and two
how far
people
away are you
that
going to be
can
from it
shimmy
when
a
you
lock.
open it?
So,
About
no,
maybe
don't
5
smash
feet.
it.
So I'm gonna keep my distance
Okay,
and hit it.
it opens.
Cool. I'm gonna look at it.
So yeah, you see a finely crafted, highly polished, ornate-looking crossguard and handle to a sword.
I'm gonna, no. I'm gonna hold on to the sword so that way
It's just the handle.
you don't get it.
Well, I don't even actually have a sword.
You don't get it
Oh,
though. It's
warhammer.
not
No,
yours,
that's
it's
Arian's.
Dude, I was
It's
holding his
Arian's,
chest.
it's
How
not
is
yours.
this? It's
It's
all
not
mine.
yours.
I was
No,
holding
nope.
the
No.
chest.
Nope. So I'm holding on to
Yeah,
that.
and there's like like a
How am I getting
satchel.
over
You don't get it.
I was
There's like a
holding the
satchel
chest.
full of
It's not very
platinum
much
and like
chest.
like a really oversized like shoebox type like wooden but like shoebox size and shape.
I'm gonna hold on to that for
It's
Arian.
full of fucking copper, and then there's like a little pouch
Yeah,
with some
that's all
electrum and
Arian
silver
shit.
pieces. There's like
Wait, I'll take the electrum from my
no.
trunk.
there's a harp. There's finely crafted
I'm gonna take the.
silver flute.
What was, yeah, the flute. I'm gonna get the flute.
Stealing
for
it.
him.
His
Why do you get
fucking
first
priest.
pickings of
Cause
everything?
he isn't. It's his stuff. It's not yours.
Fine, I own it. It's in my
Good.
hands.
I'll take
No.
some.
It's not.
Yeah. Why are you good?
You guys are
If you're
both
gonna
good.
be evil.
You know these are Arians.
You're going to
just
fall out of
saved
favor
her.
with your
Lawful
god.
good.
Then you know you're not supposed to get his shit. Therefore, I'm gonna take it and
So
I'm
this
gonna
is-
take it to my room.
This is
I'm gonna
supposed to be
save
this
it.
guy's stuff?
Why can't
Yeah.
I just give it to him?
Because you're stupid.
No, I'm not. I
Do
actually
you
am
hear
good
yourself
Would
intelligence.
talk?
somebody slap him with a ruler for
I
God's
literally, before you started saying you're taking shit out, I was like, if it's all his shit, I'll give it to him. Like,
You weren't even there to open the box. I already grabbed
dude,
it.
I had the box in my hand the whole time.
Yeah, he teleported with the box.
I know, but I already picked it.
You didn't take it, I was holding on to it.
No, I said I
Okay.
picked the lock.
Exactly, while
You're
it was in
holding
my
it.
hands.
You're holding it,
hold
but
the
I'm gonna take Arian's shit away from you because you're an unholy goddamn priest who
I'm
loves
not
thieves.
unholy. See, it's my fucking box, and
I'm
I'll take it
surprised
to
he
him.
didn't like rape me.
Alright.
I'm surprised you
The
didn't rape
box
you
isn't
either.
yours though, and we'll give it back to the man we rescued.
I'm not sharing shit with this priest. I'm walking away.
So I got two
I don't
bottles.
trust the priest.
I
I'm
don't
walking
trust
away.
you, Dragonborn. Dirty no good.
Well
no good.
done, everybody.